Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Nigel Channing, chairman of the Imagination Institute. Today, we'll be skipping your tour because, honestly, everything we've done here for 20 years is nonsense. The profit margins are terrible, and I'm pretty sure at some point we're just going to be purchased by Microsoft. But I would like to tell you that at the popcorn cart outside the Imagination Pavilion, you can now get the Nigel Channing popcorn bucket. Yes, this is a totally new product, not something that we bought a Halloween bucket and then decided to decorate it because we ran out of Figment buckets. No, this is a well-planned and produced item featuring me as a moon, your absolute favorite, Figment, lots of great stuff. The name of the glorious attraction that I've never been on or seen or care to see. And yes, so this bucket is only $72.99 outside at the Imagination Pavilion popcorn cart. Make sure you go pick it up now, because you'll buy anything, you stupid f***s.
Live from WDWNT Celebration near the Walt Disney World Resort, it's WDW News Tonight with Tom Corless and LoCicero. Tonight, our favorite News Tonight episodes ever. The most magical bus game on Earth, if Magic Kingdom attraction names were honest. And we continue our countdown of the 50 biggest moments in the history of Walt Disney World, and of course much more. I'm LoCicero. Now, here's your host, Tom Corless. Look at that. That can hold lots of popcorn.
Hello, I'm Tom Corless, and I'm one of those people who will buy anything. I bought one.
How long is the wait for that?
18 hours. It wasn't bad.
Oh.
It wasn't bad. I know, like, the people behind me waited, like, the whole park day. But this wasn't.
Well, they're made to order, right? They're back there gluing everything on.
Yeah, so they're made fresh, which is great. It's really different from usual. It's great. This is really high quality. I have both now, though.
Wow,
So
the
I got both
set.
now. I have the set, yeah. And it's like the Galaxy's Edge holocrons. If you put him in this one, it makes no special noises. It's like that.
Let's see it.
What noise? Someone in the crowd. What noises? Oh no, it's a joke.
Peppa Pig noises.
You know, please hit the like button, subscribe, and if you're really enjoying this nonsense, you could leave us a super chat right here on YouTube. Your donations will be used to buy these. Yeah, we use those donations to get Lauren some paint and the paper and all the other supplies she needed to make this bucket today.
Well, we have an auction item for the Toys for Tots charity this year.
Oh, this isn't leaving. I love this thing. I'm keeping this. Look at little spaceman Figment. He's on his little planet. He has his own planet. Anyway. Nick, this is episode 199.
Yes.
Next week, our big episode 200. You'll hear that mentioned a lot this week. But 100, we've done this 199 times.
That is in many different places, too.
Yeah.
Under many different circumstances.
What was funny is we're going to talk about later, I've curated a list of, I think it's like 24 of our absolute favorite episodes, the ones we feel you should watch if you're newer to the show, if you haven't seen them before next week's show. We're going to go over those, but in the process of looking for those, it's funny that sometimes we were doing the from home thing before COVID. Yeah. Sometimes I just didn't want to drive to a Popka, so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it started there.
Yeah. Yes, that was the first. We started in the radio studio in a Popka, which is where we used to do the radio show, WDW News Today, the radio show, which we did for a year, 2 years?
Yeah, I remember, I guess, a couple times you were tired. Yeah, you didn't want to drive all the way out to the outskirts of Popka there.
Well, also, I was the only, it was a lot earlier in the company's history. I was the only reporter, so I'd
Yeah.
you know, there'd be days where we went out and did like a full park day of coverage, and then we had to do News Tonight, which I also, you know, we had to write the jokes, you had to put a game together, all that's, you know, it was a lot, right? And so, yeah, we did the radio studio in Apopka, then my second bedroom
Right.
in my apartment,
Interesting.
which I have 30 days left in that apartment. So I still have access to that room. So if we want to, guys in the back, if we want to switch next week and just do it from the apartment, if you want to cram this whole studio in an apartment, we can do it. And
Still one of the warmest environments I've ever worked in.
that room, I never realized the ventilation in that room was bad until we had 6 people in it.
Oh,
and also
and lights.
8 computers, 6 lights, and yeah, all the other stuff that was in there. Then we had episode 100, we moved to the iDrive studio, our first WDWNT studio and office on iDrive. And then just a couple months ago, we moved here to WDWNT Celebration, which I think those of you who went to the iDrive studio are like, oh, wow, this is much better. Imagine if you go back to the radio station and my second bedroom. Imagine how big an improvement it is over that. Although I like my carpet at home better than the one in here. You know, these weird living room carpets that have always been in these studios. Anyway, enough about that. But yeah, a couple of minutes, we're going to talk about our favorite episodes.
Right.
I hope you agree, because I didn't even ask you this.
I have no idea.
You'll find out with the rest of you what they are. And now the news. Brought to you by the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Back in Apopka, Nick would just yell that and there'd be no one there.
Right.
And now there's always a room of people to just yell news in unison. It's great. That was our dream, was that there would one day be people
Yeah.
to just yell the word news. Then they all leave. That's what you don't see at home, is they say news and they leave because that's all they wanted to do. That was it. A physical store and sit-down restaurant are coming to Toy Story Land at Hollywood Studios this year. Yeah, at this rate, they'll finish the land by Walt Disney World's 60th anniversary. Luckily, that'll still be before Tron opens, I'm sure. The railroad, the grand reopening of the railroad and Woody's Lunchbox, or Woody's Roundup Barbecue. I don't even know the name of the restaurant.
No one
I have
does.
no idea. So the story goes, Nick, Andy discovered Jesse's Trading Post playset tucked away in the attic and is bringing it downstairs to set up shop. But Andy fell on the way down and broke some of the pieces, which is what they'll use to explain the peeling decals and the damage that'll always be present in the store. There'll also be, you know those 2 little pieces of plastic that you take off the back of the Band-Aid before you put it on?
Yeah.
Those will be there off to the sides so you get the story, so you understand he had a boo-boo.
Yeah, they're always
Andy got a
thinking ahead.
boo-boo going down the stairs. Yeah. Oh, someone in the crowd. Oh, Andy got a boo-boo. Also coming in 2022 to Andy's backyard is the previously announced Roundup Rodeo Barbecue Restaurant. And in this unique, fun, family-friendly dining experience, guests will enjoy delicious barbecue fare while surrounded by a kaleidoscope of toys, games, and play sets that Andy has brought together to create his own one-of-a-kind rodeo. Yeah, anyone else realize Andy is basically designing his own Disneyland Paris at this point? He built Walt Disney Studios with the carnival rides, right? And now he has his own Buffalo Bills show. So he's going to have the whole resort soon in his backyard. Stepping into the lobby and waiting area, guests experience firsthand what it'll be like to be one of Andy's honorary toys. That's right, guests will be packed in a box and given away to some random kid. That would be a good ride. They just like put seats in a giant cardboard box and like you buckle in. It's like, whoa! There's a whole part where you're like going up the ladder to the attic. Whoa! Whoa! Each step. It sounds better than any ride they actually built in Toy Story Land, I think.
Then you get sold in the flea market.
Oh. It'd be the same as Stitch's Great Escape, though, kind of, because it'd just be in the dark, because you're in the box. It's completely in the dark. And it'll kind of smell like a chili dog, so it'll be real similar. Inside, the rodeo will be in full swing, with Western town and train station play sets mixed with surprising, playful details, like some fan-favorite Pixar characters as they've never been seen before. That's right, as giant pogs. Because pogs, it could just be a big decal on a piece of cardboard. And so, yeah. That's right, all your Pixar friends are back, this time in pog form. They'll give you a pack of pogs, like Space 220 gives you the cards.
Yeah.
Get a pack of pogs at the Roundup Barbecue. but they're all corporate alliance sponsors. The Baby Bell Pog. And
They brought back slap bracelets, so Pogs can't be far
Pogs
behind.
never came back, right? That's like the
No,
one fad
I don't think so.
that's never come back.
Let's do it.
You want to bring Pogs
Not
back?
really. They were ridiculous.
What's wrong with Pogs? I had a machine where you made your own Pogs. Did you have that?
No.
It was a machine where it had like a white piece of cardboard with an adhesive top. So you peel the top off and you put it under this press in the machine. You could put any piece of paper you have, newspaper page, magazine, whatever, and you slide it into the top layer and you slam it down and it would cut a circular shape and adhere it to the cardboard piece, and you make your own Pog. It wasn't like an expensive toy. It was like 20 bucks. It was a cheap little thing, but it was cool. You made your own Pogs. They didn't stay together, though. Just like Disney parks, they just peel off, and, you know, guests would come into the house and just rip them off, and then, you know, yeah. Anyway, that's all I've got for Toy Story Land this week. So, one of the, move on. One of the most notable new works of art available at the 2022 Epcot International Festival of the Arts is a piece by Jason Ratner. It features Jessica Rabbit from Who Framed Roger Rabbit, includes Swarovski crystals and LED neon lights. It costs $7,000. Yeah, $7,000. And that includes the yellow trench coat you can throw over it. It's an inspector. Come on. Come on. That was not that bad. I like that one. Don't laugh. How dare you? Of course I wrote it. We got our first one. She's like, if it was Eric's joke, you'd be like, that's fine. You would say, yeah?
Yeah.
I hate all of you. That's it. You're all night invited to episode 200 next week. That's all. Oh, it's awesome. Wow. So we got our first look at the tunnel guests will walk through when they arrive by shuttle to Galaxy's Edge from the Galactic Star Cruiser. Guests will take a bus disguised as a space transport from the Star Cruiser to Batuu, docking next to First Order cargo. This should be a great novelty for many Galactic Star Cruiser guests because many of them have never been on a bus or public transportation before. So this will be real exciting. They're like, what is this, a strap you hold? Whoa, what is this? And we can't see the driver through like a little glass window? No? You can now turn your own Droid Depot droid into a ferry droid, as seen in The Mandalorian on Disney+. It costs $69.99. That's still less than the Nigel Channing popcorn bucket. The set includes a dome extender, arms, legs, an oar, and boxing gloves. Because it's a ferry droid. Maybe you should have sock and boppers.
Nah.
Sock and boppers, sock and boppers. More fun than a pillow fight. The Out of the Wild store at Disney's Animal Kingdom has closed and will be replaced by vending machines. This is not a joke. This is real news. They're replacing a store with vending machines. This is 2 weeks after a ride was replaced by 3 picnic tables in this park. Yeah, you know, I heard the Everest refurbishment is set to turn the ride into a series of drinking fountains. It's gonna be, Animal Kingdom's gonna be great. We're really gonna enjoy this park. Multi-day tickets are now available once again for guests wishing to visit Disneyland Paris. Guests can now book 2, 3, and 4-day tickets for 1 or 2 parks, or just one. Avengers Campus isn't open yet. Maybe don't go to the other one. I don't know. It's not a good park. When Ratatouille is your best ride, I mean, I guess you could say that for Epcot too. Poor Epcot. Disneyland is marking Magic Key Celebration Month next month with 2 free paper prints and 2 special PhotoPass magic shots. It's set to be the biggest celebration since Walt Disney World's 50th anniversary. They outdid us by 1 lithograph. We couldn't compete. We couldn't compete with 2 lithographs.
Set the bar too high.
One of the prints of the lithograph celebrates Disneyland transportation, including the parking lot trams. And you can pick up your print with valid photo ID all the way at the end of the empty tram route. Just log on down the whole thing. You go, all right. And you walk back. Magic Key holders can also pick up free plastic sunglasses at California Adventure all month long, which are perfect because it makes it really hard to read the documents pertaining to the class action lawsuit. With the sunglasses, you're like, what does that say? Far out. But look, I have a little key. Boy, they're getting sued. Preferred seating tickets for D23 Expo sold out today within minutes of going on sale. According to Disney PR, there are absolutely no seats left within booing range. They're all gone. I didn't get one. I'm going to have to boo from all the way in the back. Me, I'm going to bring my popcorn. I'm going to eat. Boo! Boo! Who brings us the news?
This program and many more are brought to you by WIGS, the WDWNT Interglobe Society. Support WDWNT to get early and exclusive access to content you can't find anywhere else, including exclusive post shows for WDW News Tonight, Park Center, and Cosmic Read live each week, exclusive programs detailed, and our comedy riffing show, Ride Rehab Watches, access to our Discord community, and much more, with tiers starting at $2 a month. For more information, visit patreon.com/WDWNT or visit WDWNT.com and click the Patreon link. Join WIGS and unlock even more WDWNT.
Something new we just did for WIGS members last night. We had our first Zoom. We Zoomed, Nick? You missed it. We Zoomed.
Yeah.
Our Club 33 and above level members, I did a personal Zoom with them. That'll be released to all levels of WIGS members. It was recorded. You'll be able to watch it. But if you're Club 33 and above, you get to be a part of that. That's once a month. We're going to do that. And other WDWNT staff members will join me and rotate in and out of that every month. But we got some super chats, which is why I have Katie's phone. I was like, I don't remember these. Please just give me your phone. Kyle Frisch wrote, he sent $107. Thank you, Kyle. It's very kind. That paid for Lauren to make that bucket. That's great. We covered the cost of the bucket. All right. That's it, everybody. Paychecks are going to clear this week. In an alternate timeline without COVID variants and travel complications, I would have finally been there to see tonight's show live. But since I couldn't make it, here's some money I didn't spend traveling. Look forward to show 200. Well, Kyle, we certainly hope we'll see you at some point in the future. We hope you'll be able to join us. Rosita Klein, $110. Thank you, Rosita. It's very kind. Because I am the super chat queen and that I love my favorite PBS show. Love WDWNT. Looking forward to seeing you all next week. Don't spend it all on moon popcorn buckets. I guess not. Fine. And then WW Mickey, not $100, but it is $20. Whatever you donate, we really appreciate it. It's not about the amount. We appreciate the support for this clinically insane program we've done for 199 weeks straight. Speaking of that clinically insane program, we've got a lot of clinically insane stuff prepared for tonight. We have the most magical bus game on Earth. It is a one-off. It's a one-time only game we're doing tonight. We're going to play that later. We have a continuation of our 50 biggest moments in the history of Walt Disney World. We are now, we're getting down, we're almost at the top 10.
Yeah.
So some real good ones tonight. Also, Nick and I are going to reminisce about some of the greatest episodes of News Tonight ahead of that 200th episode next week. And when we come back, if Magic Kingdom attraction names were honest. All that and more tonight. Stick around.
Is your lightsaber unprotected? It's unsafe to simply walk around with your hilt hanging out, whether it be on the sandy dunes of Tatooine, in the frigid tundra of Hoth, or in the extreme heat of Mustafar. Durex Clear Lightsaber Bags are the protection you're looking for. Durex Clear Lightsaber Bags cost less per unit than those thick, clumsy black sheaths, perfect for budget-conscious executives. Plus, with Durex Clear Lightsaber Bags, you can always see your blade. We all know the ladies like to see a nice, big saber. But who has the time to deal with an unwanted pregnancy that is against the Jedi Code and or a political scandal? Well, if you're carrying one of our Durex Clear Lightsaber bags around, we can guarantee you won't be impregnating anyone. Our clear plastic saber bags come in 26, 31, and 36-inch magnum sizes for all lengths. Plus, they're proven to prevent STDs, otherwise known as Star Tours dirt. often found in the underseat storage compartments of the Starspeeder 3000. What's that? You can't afford a 220 credit lightsaber? Well, you can still get one of our bags. You keep it in your wallet and impress your fellow teenage boyfriends. It's certainly cheaper than a land speeder. Durex Clear Lightsaber Bags. The Force is strong with this one. Durex Clear Lightsaber Bags do not actually protect lightsabers from damage. Do not protect against messianic pregnancies caused by midichlorians. Tauntaun skin version no longer available. There's a stunt show in this park, like a real one from 1989. I thought they were all gone, but your Disney has had this same one forever. You go in, take a seat on a bench that hurts your butt meat, and then they start to show off. And he's falling and dodging, and here comes a boulder, but the ball isn't heavy. Just two guys roll it up the hill. Indy isn't facing that away, so we're in on the joke, and he just doesn't know. Then I noticed the cameras aren't real, they're just for show. Someone's paid just to drive them. We can't have the citizens of Hollywood, but someone is paid to pretend to film a show. And the cameras look like they were used in black and white film many decades ago. Then there's Cairo, there's some falls as they fight through the mall. There's some Nazis in unmarked cars, and they punch it and kick it, and someone gets chopped in a plane. Out their brains, Indy and Marion escape the plane, running real fast, leaving a gasoline spill all over the place. The plane exploded, we're clapping, and everyone tried to leave at once. Why did we exit into a burger restaurant? Is it taking forever? Why won't everyone move and get out of the way? But then, Gertie the dinosaur, there you are, you look lovely today. Gertie the dinosaur, ice cream is in your stomach and we order it and you serve it to us. Oh, Gertie, we love you, Gertie. My favorite part of my Hollywood Studios day. That was it, all we did, 'cause Lightning Lane is shit. We ate ice cream, saw Indy, and then we left. Don't miss the 3-hour celebration of episode 200 of WDW News Tonight, live on the WDWNT YouTube channel on January 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
This is Captain Nemo speaking. Welcome aboard the Nautilus. We are proceeding on a course that will take us on a voyage 20,000 leagues under the sea.
Every time those Randy Newman Albin people buy an ad, it gets longer and longer, I feel.
Well, Yeah, I mean, that one didn't seem as long as some of them. I don't think so.
I think the first one was still like 8 minutes.
Yeah, yeah.
That's still pretty bad. What's happening this week on Disney Plus? This week, Disney's Children of the Popcorn.
Oof.
And their parents shall force them, from the eBay reseller who brought their 3-year-old to buy more popcorn buckets. There you go. A lot of popcorn jokes this week. It was a slow week. All we had this week was a popcorn bucket. So get ready. We've only begun to tell popcorn bucket jokes.
Thank you, Popcorn Bucket.
Anyway, no, we have some non-popcorn bucket related humor, believe it or not.
Really?
Yeah, we do.
All right.
You know, if you ever, obviously we're all regulars. We go to Disney World a lot.
Sure.
Go to Disney World a lot, so we know when we go to every attraction, we know what we're getting into, right?
Yeah.
But for the average guest, you don't really know what is a country bear jamboree.
Right.
You know,
right.
what are these things, right?
Yeah.
You'll hear people sometimes outside the attraction going, "Is this a ride? Is this a show? What is this?" So we thought it might be good. We could help Disney a bit if we pointed out what the attraction names could be, so guests would better understand them.
More descriptive names.
Yeah, and so
Okay,
we put that together in a segment we call "If Magic Kingdom Attraction Names Were Honest." Yeah.
All right.
And so we just think these would be helpful to guests
Yeah.
as they come to the park. So let's see the first one. First of all, as you arrive, it's going to just say "Parkware IPs are okay." This is the one. This one's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. These get funny at some point. We'll go to the next.
Good to know.
The pneumatic ticking room.
Yeah.
Please enjoy the air conditioning of the pneumatic ticking room.
That's all I hear when I go in there.
Pneumatic
Clap,
ticking.
clap,
Yeah.
clap.
Yeah. Stairs. This attraction is a bunch of stairs.
Yeah. Well,
What is
sums it
this?
up.
Is this a ride? Is this a show? No, man.
No,
this is stairs.
You walk up, you walk down. Can't wait till Randy sings about this one.
Do they go to something? No, ma'am. They're just stairs. Brokeback Mountain. You see, kids, there was a movie many years ago. Never mind. It's the next one. Arabian Dumbo. Space Dumbo. And regular Dumbo. We have all these choices for you at Magic Kingdom.
Right.
All sorts of Dumbos for you to enjoy.
Yep. Pick your Dumbo.
The Country Bear Jamboree under
Nah.
protection by WDWNT. You know, some people get ADT. The Country Bears got WDWNT. The Hall of Receding Hairlines.
Nah.
You know, it fits too well on that sign, honestly. It looks like it belongs there. I mean, it's a bald eagle, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
That didn't deserve that laugh. Next. Next one. Pass holders won't shut up. We get it. The room is stretching. Shut up. Hazard pay.
Nah.
Tomorrow, they get hazard pay, the people that work at the Speedway, because of gas fumes. They're probably not good if you have to explain them. You'd think after 199 of these, we'd figure this out. But at least you'll have to tell us at least once more. All right, what's up next? We're stuck here. Dog's Island, we're stuck here. How do we get back? The same boat. We gotta wait for the boat?
It is an island.
Come and take it mountain. What'd you say? I had to be explained to me too. Some people got it. It's fine. I didn't get it either. Can't get them all. What else we got? Walt Disney's Someone is Going to Stand Up When This Moves. Oh, boy. We have another? Is there more? And one more. Time to bounce. All right. We can't.
Yeah.
How many times are we going to cover that word tonight? I don't know. That's just a reoccurring thing. So those are just some suggestions. Some suggestions for more honest attraction names at the Magic Kingdom.
That's what we
Make a
do.
note.
We lead people in the right direction.
Cancel the other 3 bits.
Oh,
okay,
boy.
cool. All right, let's make it a note. No?
There's
We
more of
should do-
these?
there would be 3
one
more.
for each park.
Yeah. We're running out of
Spicy.
ideas. We've done 199 of these.
Yeah.
I don't know what to do. How many more rejected things can we come up with?
We need content, so do it.
By the way, thank you to Billy Batson 22. That's Vince Gagliardi. In celebration of episode 199, he sent us a super chat. Thank you, Vince. We appreciate it very much. All right, Nick, I want to talk about our favorite News Tonight episodes of all time.
Yeah.
Do we have
So do
I don't
I.
know if we have a graphic or anything. I have no idea. Nope, cool. So, we've done 199 of these.
Yeah.
So let's jog people's memory. These are 24 of them I've particularly enjoyed,
Very-
and we put them actually right now. You could go. There's a playlist on on our channel, right on the front of our channel, the WDW News Today YouTube channel. Go on the front page. It says the best of News Tonight, and you can watch these all in order. And of course, we start with episode number 50 because the first 49 episodes are terrible. So don't. You can
Really?
watch
There's
the
nothing
first.
before?
Huh?
Nothing chosen
I don't
before?
like anything in
Okay.
the first-
No, that's fair. Yeah.
Do you remember how different the show was in the very beginning? Do you
Oh,
recall?
yeah.
Because I kind of did. I went back and watched. I was like, oh.
Well, I mean, yeah, there was less comedy, right? It was more about. I feel like we also still tried to follow a structure of like a radio schedule, right?
Yeah.
Like we tried to be on time for certain things.
Yeah.
To fit into the radio schedule
Yeah.
world.
We did the monologue. There was a
did.
parody commercial most weeks.
Yeah.
But no, you're right. It was.
There was a lot more serious discussions,
Yeah.
and definitely not as structured like into segments. I don't think either.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah.
So yeah, we start with episode 50. This
Yeah.
is, I think, one of the best ones we did in the radio station. Cornac. There's Michelle. Yes, we
Yeah.
have Cornac on this episode. What are you laughing at?
She's dancing. I don't,
She's dancing.
wiggling.
I'm distracted by the hat.
Oh, okay.
The shaking of the beads on the hat. Of course, Cornac will be back next week on
Yeah.
the show. Jake, what's the next one we got there? I'm gonna try to read these from a distance. I don't even have them written down. This was smart. Doing great. We're doing great. Who can read that? I can't even see that from here. Oh, so what was that? 59.
Also,
I'm just gonna stand up and read it.
also just trying to learn to be on video. I'm so self-conscious.
I'm gonna open the playlist on my phone.
Coming from a radio world, like I never thought I was going to be on video. I always felt weird with that camera sitting there and staring at me.
Oh, remember the webcam you always had problems with?
Yeah,
I remember
yeah.
that. That was it. Some weeks you just weren't even on camera. Like we just kept it on my face because you
Yep.
either forgot the
Yeah.
webcam.
Well,
or-
I had to bring a webcam. Yeah, I'd like plug it in every week, and some weeks it didn't mesh with the computer, and it was.
Now we have cameras that work sometimes. So that's
right.
nice.
What changed?
Oh, so episode 59
Yeah.
was our farewell to the movie ride and Universe Energy. So that was just a couple
okay.
days before they both closed. So this is I think, a very important episode, a special one.
Yeah.
It marked a interesting moment in Disney World history. So we said our farewells to both of those. Do you remember that at all?
Well,
That
I
episode, or-
don't remember the content of the episode. No.
That's what I mean. But like when I went back, I was kind of surprised. But I was like, I don't remember doing this. It's been that long.
I
that
mean, I
don't
remember the
something.
time period because I remember the event and
Yeah.
doing all that, but no,
Yeah.
no.
Okay.
No, I don't remember much of I can't remember specific content. I remember the tone of the show being different. I don't remember much of the content really till we got into your apartment, really.
That's fair.
Because the show was changing so much. We're still trying to find it at that
Yeah.
point. We knew what we wanted to do. We just didn't know what we needed to do to accomplish it necessarily.
Yeah. So we started to put in more gags, right? Because we
Yeah.
did the metal thing
Yeah.
and little things like that. But we didn't really have. It was hard to do stuff that was grander scale than that, given the radio studio.
Yeah,
right? Yeah.
definitely. And we were just learning how to be on video and what to do with that medium too.
So of course, as we were learning how to do these things, we ended the show forever. So that's the next.
Right?
That's
I do
the next
remember
episode. The next episode on here is the series finale. That didn't stick, by the way, in case you can't figure that out. This was episode 74. This is January 31st, 2018.
18? So, okay, that's not that long ago in the grand scheme of things.
It's 4 years ago.
So, right, and that was, so you were transitioning, like, I guess, into a, like, did you leave your other job by then? I don't.
Yeah, I was already out of the other job for a good while at that point.
Right, so there was a lot on you, right?
Yeah.
We just show, we tried it, and we felt like maybe we kind of it didn't go in the direction that we thought it was going to with that new revamping of the show, right? So we were just like, all right, there doesn't seem to be an audience for this either. So we were just like,
well, it wasn't even just that. How honest do you want to be?
We could be very honest.
Like, we had a lot of problems with the radio station.
Sure.
Right? Like we were told they were going to sell advertising for the show, right?
Yeah. We wanted to start monetizing it. Yeah, we were, we thought we had the backing because we had something interesting that people were interested in to a degree but they didn't sell the advertising that they thought. They kind of went back on that, and so we didn't think we could continue because it wasn't.
Yeah.
You had other things that you needed to push that were building the business,
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, and so we decided abruptly in January of 18 to end News Tonight.
Yeah.
But people messaged me on a near weekly basis complaining, nicely, complaining that I really miss News Tonight. So News Tonight, while dead, was resurrected twice. Mm-hmm. So we did a show on our anniversary marathon in July. So the company anniversary. Okay. We called a reunion show. Yeah. Then we did another reunion show on the Thanksgiving marathon, which is when we announced that News Tonight would return permanently in January of the next year, which we did. That's the next episode on this playlist. This is the first episode from the apartment. Yeah. Where I guess I sat in the corner.
Oh yeah, you used to sit. Yeah, you used to sit against the closet.
The closet door that we put a towel over. Yeah. The MGM towel.
That was so good.
That's when we got that open, the castle open with the fireworks.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So yeah, episode 77 in January of 19 was the big return, and we started doing it from the apartment. Then the next episode on the playlist, I think, is one of the more memorable moments from the apartment. This is the conclusion of March Madness 2019. This was our counter service restaurant tournament. This is when a large-scale argument broke out about Cosmic Rays being named the best counter service restaurant in all of Walt Disney World. You're laughing about this. I don't find it funny that we named Cosmic Rays. That's where I sat most of the time.
The people spoke.
From that point on, yeah, there I am. You see, the lighting hasn't changed much. We're still figuring everything out. So this is the infamous counter service March Madness.
What was fun about doing it from the apartment, the big change there was that we were all in the same room, so we were kind of, one of the things that worked against us in the radio studio was we were on the other side of glass. Yeah. And I was trying to work the phones and do all other stuff. And even when we moved in here, all that multitasking by the people who were supposed to be interacting with you was also something we continued in that room, but it was easier to interact because we were right there in the same room. So we continuously evolved and tried to, evolve the show, introduce more people and everything. But yeah, I remember it being a little bit better experience there, like more interactive.
Well, we were also off of the radio station, so we were able to do our own format, which is when we basically filled all the commercial breaks with comedy commercials or ads for our own products.
We didn't have to toss it to Larry Elder anymore.
No, but I heard he did pretty good for himself after.
Sure.
Yeah, he was in the news cycle recently.
Yeah.
But anyway, the less we talk about him, the better. Episode 77, we returned. 86 was March Madness. And then Episode 100, which is August 1st, 2019, was our first show from our own studio. This was the iDrive studio. And yeah, the episode 100, we had 30 some odd people there. Our first live audience ever for a show. And that was a terrible, I hated that black curtain so much.
Oh, yeah.
Which is why that didn't last long. I did not like the black curtain. And I always noticed the desk was too cluttered. But all these past episodes, like, I put too much stuff on the desk.
Oh, yeah. We all told you that.
There's just too much stuff on that desk, man. This one's not so bad, but the other.
There are some bad.
There are some ones where I'm like, oh, I'm in a closet full of stuff. I look like E.T. in the toy closet at Universal, the little photo op thing. Yeah. So this is, first episode with a live audience. There they are.
Oh, look at that.
There they are in that weird room.
Yeah, that was the other
Those rugs are still here. The rugs, I was mad when I came in and they're on the floor. He's like, what do you want me to do? It's the only rugs they had. It's like, fine. So obviously, I think when we got to iDrive, that's when the show became what we always wanted it to be. That's when it started to happen, right? So you'll see on this playlist, I picked out a lot more of these episodes because I think there's a lot more memorable shows in iDrive.
Yeah, well, this is when we did real video bits at this point, you know?
Speaking of real video bits, I think this is my favorite episode of all time, hands down. Episode 107.
7?
Yeah, 7. Not because of the number. This is October 10th, 2019. This is the week of the Skyliner crash. So this episode has letters from the Skyliner, which is one of our most favorite pre-produced bits. It has the debut of Ganondola. Ganondola debut on this. And we've got some WDWNT controversy because I read the emails that the Disney PR department sent me regarding the crash live on the air, which then I got a nasty phone call about.
Yeah.
So this is, I think this episode, it's a regular episode, it's not a themed one. I think it most encapsulates what News Tonight is about. It's that the controversy and the comedy and the ridiculousness of what all of this actually is.
Yeah.
Yeah. Favorite episode. You should go watch these, by the way. You have a week. There's only 24 of them. They're only about 2 to 3 hours long. You should be able to get through them. Hey, you watched all of Only Murders in the Building in like 2 days at home, so you can make it through these. It'll be all right. Next up is episode 110, which is the first Halloween show. It's the first fairly scary Halloween party. This is the debut of Tony Ragu. I dressed as Tony Ragu for Halloween. That is a crowded desk. It looks good, though, for Halloween, though. This is, of course, the infamous episode with the treat trail where I gave people cold spaghetti.
Yeah, this launched so many bits for us, just because then this is obviously where we came up with the idea for the Christmas episode, right? Because of this.
Because people loved Tony, and I was like, well, someone said he's got to come back, and I think Nathan said, like, oh, we should do like an 80s or 90s style like TV show Christmas special. And I was like, well, what if Tony hosts it? And everyone was like, yeah. And then that was it. But there's one that's going to be on here. But there's a regular episode before. What is it? You're giving candy out of the van?
Oh, yeah.
Yep, there you go. Giving candy out of the van. You were just as Tippy Blue.
Yes, I was.
Yeah. There you go.
That's so good.
Anyway, the next episode, it's a regular one. It's episode 115. This was the day of the opening of Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. So we opened the show just talking about the ride, just opened that morning. We obviously were all very tired because we got up at 2 in the morning. Yet we decided this was a good day to do a show anyway. And I just think it's a fun show. I think the discussion was fun. There's a famous moment there's a couple of famous moments with the toy transport from the ride.
Yeah.
There's some fun games. There's some good stuff on this episode. It's a good regular episode.
We also we're having more fun with props, learning about what worked on camera a little better. So it started coming together here.
Yeah, this is a good one. And then obviously you already set this one up. Episode 116 was Tony's very microwaved Christmas special, the first one, which I think set the tone for everything on News Tonight that followed, right?
Yeah.
Everything after is connected to this moment in particular. Especially when we had those fake the fake food we made labels for. Colleen made labels for them. It was pretty wild. Okay, the next one on here is episode 123, and this is the first time with a studio audience and in person that we ever did the dating game.
Oh no!
This is the first in-person dating game.
Oh man!
Yeah.
This was interesting.
Yeah.
The in-person dating game. This was so scary.
Fun fact, tonight we're going to announce the details how you can be a contestant on the next one, though. Tonight we're unveiling that. So a lot of oh no's.
Oh, look at that. Yeah.
The flowers, yeah.
Oh, man.
Didn't one of the ones he didn't pick give him chocolates and flowers?
Oh, yeah.
There are so many stories from that night. That night has a lot of tall tales related to it. Also on that episode, our favorite places are places if not our favorite places too, because we haven't before. Places we would like to make whoopee at Walt Disney World is also in that episode. It from top to bottom is amazing. Also, watch me suffer through a monologue with a whole crowd of people that have never seen this show before and don't understand what it is.
That's right.
I die in that monologue. It is spectacular.
Yeah.
All right. Maybe my second favorite episode ever. Episode 124, which happened on February 20th, which was 2/20. And because we thought that maybe a certain restaurant would open on 2/20, we did an entire episode from space. So this is WDW News Tonight in space. I think one of maybe my second favorite episode, my favorite of the themed shows. And it's actually one of the first ones. So, I don't know. This one, it was so hot in that jacket. So hot in that jacket.
No, that was special. Yeah, we had good costumes.
Russ the Robot
Funny
was
bits,
there.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Space Bee, the Space Bee, yeah. Speaking of themed episodes, 10 episodes later, 134, it'd be the Great Movie Ride episode. This is another popular one, a spectacular journey into the movies for News Tonight. And this is during the period in which we all could not gather in the studio. This is the height of the height of the pandemic. No one knows when that was at this point. It's hard to pinpoint anymore. But we did this whole News Tonight. This was scheduled before the parks closed. We were going to do this. And so there was concerns if everyone wasn't in the room, could we pull this off? And I think despite some minor tech hiccups because of that, it worked out pretty well. Like even the bit where you get killed because you're trying to take the pen.
That actually worked really well.
Or the gangster and the bandit, which were mistimed because again we weren't in the same room. There's some really good stuff on this show.
So what's really neat is this kind of ties into us bringing the show back, us thinking it was dead, then resurrecting it. And it came back at the right time, and we were able to kind of move into the right space at the right time, get a bigger crew around us, learn what we were doing. And it was like perfect timing to go into the pandemic time when we weren't gathering in the same place, because we kind of, if we had to do that before, like at any other, like an earlier point in time, we might not have been successful through it, right? Because we had already gone through some things and evolutions. And also, I think, because we had that team and everything, we spawned the whole idea of all this video content that was live throughout the, throughout that beginning of that shutdown period, where people were so grateful for that. And that I really remember too. Still being on and being able to produce this stuff during this time was really special.
Yeah, and it was hard to keep News Tonight special because obviously people saw us all week. Because we were on every day during WDWNT Live during this period. But this episode is a really fun episode. The next one.
I love those lights.
What lights?
The twirly lights are sitting on the desk.
That we did for the alien bit, Gelatoni came out of the ceiling as the alien, A lot of fun stuff. That's the smoke. That's when we bought the smoke machine. So the next episode on the list, episode 146. This is October 1st, 2020. The reason this one is significant was we took a couple months off after the reopening because we wanted to really focus on covering those reopening months. And we did, obviously, I also went live every day from the parks from July until this point. And even I think still a little bit after this. So this ended up being, to that point, the largest live audience on YouTube we have ever had, because all we did every time we went live from the parks was say, oh, and by the way, if you subscribe on October 1st, our comedy variety show is going to come back. And I know for a fact this is the episode that a lot of people, this was their first episode.
They found it, okay.
Because again, they found us through the live streams, which we did at that point every day, because people were like, is it safe to go outside? How is Disney World right now? A lot of people discovered us during that period, and so this was their introduction to News Tonight. I think it's also a pretty stacked show because we hadn't been on for several months, so it's a fun one. Episode 155 is another personal favorite. This is Tom and Nick's Dino-Rama. We did an entire Dino Land themed episode. We had the pre-show from Dinosaur we recreated. Yeah, I like when we do the pre-shows. We did all of that. We had I think the Countdown to Extinction game was memorable because it was a game we built from the ground up, and you guys like set up a table and had props and threw meteorites across the studio.
Yes, whenever we could throw things.
It was a fun show. Also, I had enough dinosaur cast member costumes for the entire staff to wear to that show. So everyone's but me is wearing the dinosaur cast member costume, which you see in the background there. Okay, episode 174. This is the final show from iDrive. This is the Tom and Nick Tower of Terror. This is our Tower of Terror themed show. I think most remembered the pre-show.
Oh, okay.
What were you going to say?
The ending.
The ending that never aired?
Wait, it never aired?
Remember they forgot to play it and we had to show it to the people in the post-show?
Okay.
What do you think the ending was?
Where we disappeared.
Oh, we did, yeah. That never played, though. And, yeah. They forgot to play it. But I like this pre-show a lot. It's particularly good. It's a fun episode, too, but I think it's remarkable because it was the last show from that studio, the first studio. There it is. Tyler made the studio actually vanish from the building. There we go. And we're gone. All right. So we left iDrive. We came here. We did a couple of shows where the audio and video was terrible. We don't talk about those, like we don't talk about Bruno. And the first show I'd like to remark on from here is episode 179, which is Man vs. Park. Drinking around the world. This was, again, Man vs. Park was one of those things that we talked about doing for years. And then finally, I brought it up again, and everyone's like, let's go do it. And we went, and we did it, and it was, I think it's one of the most memorable pre-taped things we've ever done.
It is not, because I don't remember most of it.
Oh, boy. Yeah. That's a fun episode. I don't forget what else is on that episode. I don't know what else is on there. Let's see. Is there anything else of interest on that episode? Man versus Park. Bad Orlando Billboards, always a favorite. Oh, and first edition of the merchandise meeting. Merchandise meeting's on there. Okay, next up episode is the next week. The very next week, episode 180. The anniversary party, the 483rd birthday party of the Society of Explorers and Adventurers, which I think is still, people are clapping for it, so I guess people like this one.
It was great.
This is the most insane themed show we've done thus far, I would say. Everyone had a character. We did a lot of set dressing. There was a map game where people dug through the sand.
Yes.
There was a penis lobster mold cake.
Wow.
It's quite the episode. Again, the reason we're revisiting all these, you really should go watch some of these before next week's show so you don't feel left out. Because maybe some things are going to get referenced next week. All right, real quick. We're going to try to get through these quick. The next 5 I'm going to quickly mention because they're all kind of one thing. The next 5 would be our journey through the decades leading to the 50th anniversary of Walt Disney World. So we did WDW News Tonight's Pop Half Century. And we began in the 1970s, where here you see we even changed the aspect ratio of the whole show and the video quality and lots of things. So each episode looks like maybe it was produced in that decade, and the idea was to celebrate each decade of the history of Walt Disney World, as we then also every week did a top 7 attraction from each decade. That eventually all those attractions battled it out on our 50th anniversary show. You missed this one.
I
the
did.
70s. But you were in the intro. We did our Laverne and Shirley
Yeah,
intro.
that was really good.
For this one. Also, a lot of people remember that we dug up a lot of vintage commercials for this, which was fun. They were fun to do. They were a good time. So you should watch. There's 5 of them, all 5 in a row. And then the last one I have on this list is a very recent episode. It's last year's Christmas episode, which had to be included because it included the very first Tony Party, which is still probably the singular craziest game we've played on 199 episodes. There it is. There's the aerial view of the game board. Of course, there were mini games in between where we creamed cannolis and slowly ate pizza.
Ate pizza.
There we are creaming the cannolis with blindfolds on.
Oh, man.
It's a wild time. So those are, again, we've picked out, originally the segment was going to be our top 7.
7.
Yeah, 7 favorite episodes. There were too many. Out of 199, it is really hard to pick that few.
Yeah.
So there's a playlist up right now. If you're new to the show, highly recommend. These are some episodes we really enjoyed, and I think you'll enjoy them too. And there might be some fun reasons why you need to watch those before you watch next week's show. Okay.
Lots of Easter eggs next week.
It's a 3-hour extravaganza next week. Although tonight may match that. We'll see what happens. All right, we're going to take a commercial break. When we come back, the most magical bus game on Earth. Stick around.
You can sock all day and bop all night. Sock 'em boppers, sock 'em boppers. Bop your friends and it's alright. Blow 'em up, put your hand inside. Get ready to have the time of your life. Sock 'em boppers, sock 'em boppers. Sock 'em once and bop 'em twice. Sock 'em boppers, sock 'em boppers. More fun than a pillow fight.
Disney Parks Edition Sock 'em Boppers. The best way to beat up other guests without getting trespassed.
WDWNT presents Timekeeping, a year-by-year journey through the history of the vacation kingdom of the world. Join us for the premiere Tuesdays at 10 p.m. Eastern, or watch on demand anytime on the WDW News Today YouTube channel.
What's debuting this week on Broadway? Avenue Q. Thanks for the vote. Oh, that's funny. Thank you. This is a wonderful shot of just me in a chair. Hello, chair. How are you? Anyway, it's time for the... I give up on this show. Sometimes I feel like a man stuck on the moon. Time for the most magical bus game on Earth.
on the bus go round and round, round and round, round and round. The wheels on the bus go round and round, all through the town.
Take it away, Nick.
All right, welcome to our new game, and we have two contestants to play tonight's game with us. We have Kyle. Hi, Kyle.
Hi there.
How are you doing tonight?
Doing good. How are
Where are
you?
you coming from, Kyle?
New Hampshire.
New Hampshire, all the way here just to play this game with us?
Yeah, of course.
Wow.
Did
that
you
is
take a bus?
fantastic.
Did you take
Yeah.
I did, so I might have an advantage.
All right, very good, very good. And we have Julie, of course. When's the last time you've been on the Walt Disney World bus?
Oh, it's been a while.
Yeah, a little while. All right, all right. So Kyle might have the advantage tonight.
Pre-pandemic.
Oh
so,
boy!
yeah.
All right, all right. So the point of this game, we're going to, as you might know, there's some slogans on the Walt Disney World buses now, and what they relate to is it was something that was true back in 1971 that is also true with the destination of that bus. Okay. So what your job is tonight, we have the different slogans from the buses. We're going to put one up on the screen, and Kyle, you're gonna go first. All right, tonight we're going to go one at a time. Kyle's going to have a chance to tell us what the destination of that bus is based on the slogan that we put up there on the screen. Okay, if you get it right, you get a point. If you get it wrong, the other person gets a chance to steal that one and get a point for themselves. Okay. I think, are we just playing through them all? I think we have like 20 of these. We're going to play through them.
So this has been a thing we've been trying to do for several weeks, is find them all. There's still some that have eluded us, either because they haven't debuted yet or those buses aren't running yet.
Yeah.
These are all the ones we have found thus far.
Okay.
So I know a lot of people at home probably haven't seen a lot of these, so I hope it'll be fun to see how many
Fantastic.
of these there actually are.
All right, so we'll put the first one up on the screen. Kyle, we'll put them up on that screen right there. Let's show Kyle the first one. Celebrating 50 years of turkey legs.
Magic Kingdom.
All right, Magic Kingdom. He got it right.
job.
All right.
That's an easy one. There's a lot of Magic Kingdom buses. These get harder.
1 point for Kyle. All right, let's show bus number 2 for Julie. Celebrating 50 years of imagination.
That would be Epcot.
See if it's Epcot. It is. All right, a point for Julie. Good start. Good start. All right, let's see the next one for Kyle. Celebrating 50 years of parades and cavalcades.
Hollywood Studios.
All right, let's see. Hollywood Studios it is. All right. 2 points for Kyle. Let's see the next one. Celebrating 50 years of singing animals.
We're going to say Magic Kingdom.
Let's see, is it Magic Kingdom? Ooh, that sounds like it's the wrong sound. That was an angry
You gotta listen
bus.
closely to know if you're right or wrong. They're very
Angry
similar.
bus. What do you think for the steal, Kyle?
I'm going to try Animal Kingdom.
Let's see, is it Animal Kingdom? Yeah!
Surprised we didn't shuffle them well. Yeah. There you go.
Is the Animal Kingdom. All right, that was a pretty easy start. We'll go back. So, Kyle, it'll be your turn on this one, which, let's see his next bus. Where's this bus going? Celebrating 50 years of souvenirs.
Disney Springs.
All right, Disney Springs. Good. Yes, it is. It's Disney Springs. All right, Julie, your next bus. Celebrating 50 years of castle proposals. Where's that one going?
Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, one probably going to the Magic Kingdom. No! Wow! What? No, it's not. Kyle, what do you think?
I'm going to go with Epcot.
Let's see. Epcot. Castle. Oh, no.
Let's
All right,
reveal it.
Let's reveal. Is it Grand Floridian?
Sometimes buses go to
Yeah.
hotels. I know it's rare, but
Grand Floridian.
never the one
Resort
you
and
need to
Spa.
go to. But
All right. I think we're back to Kyle now. What do you think on this one? Where's this one going? Celebrating 50 years of castle photos.
Magic Kingdom.
Oh, that was, no, castle and photos. Remember, could have to do with anything from 1971 and a tie into today and where that bus might be going. Julie?
We'll say the Polynesian Resort.
All right, let's see if this is going to the Polynesian. Oh, it doesn't sound like it. Where's that bus going?
the Contemporary.
Contemporary.
Because you can take castle photos from the contemporary.
Look at that. Yep. All right, next bus for Julie. Let's see, where's the destination of this bus celebrating 50 years of luau's?
So we'll go back with the Polynesian Resort.
It seems like a safe bet. Let's see. Yeah, the Polynesian Village Resort. All right. Kyle, your next bus. Let's find out where this one's going. Celebrating 50 years of Mickey Hugs.
This is a tough one.
That probably is.
It's very vague.
You get hugs just about anywhere.
I'm going to
these
give
days.
you a hint, though. It's not a park.
All Stars.
Well, no hugs at All Stars.
Not Mickey ones, at least. Maybe Nicky ones, but not Mickey.
What do you think, Julie?
We're going to say Chef Mickey's at the Contemporary Resort.
Does the bus go directly to Chef Mickey's?
Let's see. Is it?
It's like up the escalator?
Yes.
That's why that escalator was broken, I bet.
My guess is OBT. Let's see if this goes to OBT.
This is a weird one. No, you're wrong. The Beach Club.
Beach Club.
It's a tough one, man.
What's the connection there? Hugs at Beach Club.
There's some that are just very vague because I guess they couldn't figure out something that connected to 71 and today for Beach Club. I don't know.
Fair enough. It's vague. All right, Julie, your next bus is going where? Celebrating 50 years of Tall Tales. Tall Tales.
We're going to go with Magic Kingdom.
It's not the Magic Kingdom, Kyle.
I'm going to try Animal Kingdom.
Tales, right? Yeah. Tall things.
Wilderness Lodge.
Wilderness Lodge. All right. Next bus is yours, Kyle. Let's see where this is going. Celebrating 50 years of Jungle Jokes.
I'm going to try Animal Kingdom again.
Animal Kingdom. It is not the Animal Kingdom, Julie.
We'll go with Magic Kingdom.
Seems reasonable. Nope. Where else do they tell jokes? Animal Kingdom Lodge. The Lodge. All right. Can we get a score update? Do we have a score update?
It's 4-2 for Kyle.
4-2 for Kyle. All right. Here we go, Julie. Your next bus. Celebrating 50 years of family reunions.
This does directly connect to a hotel, this one.
Families and reunions?
Specific, so we'll go with the Polynesian Resort.
Nope, not Polynesian.
The Contemporary.
Not the
So
Contemporary.
family reunions, Old Key West. Think about all the family photos near Olivia's out in the hallway there. Yeah.
Good one. Yeah. All right, next bus is yours, Kyle. It is celebrating 50 years of Mickey ears.
Good luck, everyone.
Magic Kingdom.
Nope. Julie?
We'll go back to Disney Springs.
That's what I would have said too. Let's see.
Saratoga Springs.
Horses have ears.
That's real. That's all they could come up with for that one.
Yep.
You think that one was hard?
Uh-oh. All right, Julie. Let's see. Where's this bus going? Celebrating 50 years of fairy tales.
God.
I'm going to keep going back with Magic Kingdom. It'll eventually be right.
Maybe, but not this time. Kyle.
Pop Century.
Pop.
That was a resort we haven't named yet, so you're going on the right track. Riviera.
What?
Riviera. Fairy tales. Walt got inspiration for a lot of his films from European fairy tales. So,
fairy tales. Good one. All right. Next bus, the destination is what, Kyle? Let's see. Celebrating 50 years of Under the Sea.
This one's doable. If you think about it, this one's doable.
Is this Art of Animation?
Oh, no.
It's a good guess. It's a very good guess.
Where's this bus going, Julie?
Well, that was my first choice. I will
Yeah,
go back
same
with
here.
Magic Kingdom again.
boy.
He was on the right track thinking of an all-star a hotel that connects to Little Mermaid,
Beach.
Caribbean Beach Resort. Sebastian's all. Yep.
All right, we're gonna get this next one, Julie. Where's
No,
this one?
no one's getting this one. I promise you, no one's getting this one.
Celebrating 50 years of happily ever after. OVT.
Think of the resort that this would apply possibly the least to, and then maybe you'll get it. Think just whatever your brain's thinking, pick the opposite.
All-Star Sports, that would be my opposite.
It's a good guess, at least. It's a good guess.
It's not.
That was a good attempt.
Port Orleans, the French Quarter.
What? Ooh, ooh, ooh.
No, you just can't find the button.
Oh.
There it is. You ready for this one?
OBT.
I don't think you're ready for this one.
Is
Coronado Springs. This is real. This is a real thing.
Huh. All right.
All right.
All right, Kyle, your next bus. They're getting harder. Started off too easy for y'all.
No, they're real hard now.
Celebrating 50 years of dreams come true.
Think about this as song lyrics. Dreams come true. Think about maybe a song that those words are in.
Pop Century.
Pop Century.
Sorry,
No!
it's typical. It's a Disney bus, so it's running late. So.
Suspense is killing me. All right, Julie.
Music related would be All-Star Music.
Nope. What is this
Dreams
one?
do come
See.
true in New Orleans. Port Orleans Resort, Riverside.
All right, next bus is celebrating 50 years of sea serpents.
This is the best one,
It's
by
in
the
my
way.
head.
Can we find the sea serpent?
We're going to go to Port Orleans, French Quarter.
See, you got
That's
it.
correct. That is correct. 1971, you have a sea serpent on 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. You have another one in the electrical water pageant. And then the pool at French Quarter is that big sea serpent slide. I think that's the coolest one. I think it's the best one
Love
they came
it.
up with.
All right, we're probably getting near the end. Kyle, what's the destination of this next bus? Celebrating 50 years of campfire sing-alongs.
I'm going to go with the Polynesian.
Asian? No. Julie?
Fort Wilderness Campground.
Campground, that's where I'm going to do a
That
campfire
ties the game,
sing-along.
by the way.
All right, tied game. All right, do we know how many we have left? It's a mystery?
We
It'll
got
just-
five
it'll-
left, is that right?
Eight.
8?
All
Where
right.
do you get more from? You're just making them up back there now.
Tie score with 8 left. Julie, what is your next bus? Celebrating 50 years of kids driving in cars.
I'm going to keep going back with Magic Kingdom.
Magic Kingdom again. Not going to Magic Kingdom, but where is it going, Kyle?
Pop Century.
It is going to Pop Century, and it is not going to Pop
No.
Century. Where's kids driving in cars?
Art of
going?
animation.
Art of-
Even
oh,
though they tell you
cars.
not to climb the cars, I guess, this
There
bus
you
is
go.
telling you it's okay, kids.
All right, next one for Kyle. Celebrating 50 years of yesterdays and tomorrows.
Epcot.
Is it Epcot? It is not Epcot. No one's celebrating tomorrow at Epcot.
Boy. Finally, even Nick's being negative after 199 shows.
I'm going to throw out an answer, just Contemporary Resort.
Contemporary Resort. It is not Contemporary Resort,
is-
but
this
it
is a good one.
is
It's Pop
Pop
Century.
Century. Of course. All right, 6 left, Julia. Where is this bus going? Celebrating 50 years of believing.
This is such a weird connection, man. Such a weird connection.
That doesn't help.
No,
Believe
it really doesn't. I can't.
There's bees there. I don't know.
I
Goes
I
to
think it's
Joffrey's
connected
cart.
to "You Gotta Believe," and that's really the most of a hint
I'm gonna
I
go
can
with
give you.
Epcot.
Not going to Epcot. Kyle? Believe.
Blizzard Beach.
Blizzard Beach. It is not going to Blizzard Beach.
All-Star Sports. So all I can think of is like, do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
The famous hockey caller,
Yeah.
maybe the Miracle Mets. I don't know what they're referencing, but
That one works.
yeah.
All right, next one for Kyle. Celebrating 50 years of marching bands.
Magic Kingdom.
Not the Magic Kingdom. Julie knows where this one's going.
You would think so.
You would. Let's see. Marching bands.
This one actually makes sense.
I have to guess something, so I have All-Star Music.
All-Star
That's
Music.
a good guess.
Nice job. All right, I think
Julie's
that
in
puts
the
you in the
lead.
lead. Yeah. All right, just a few left. Kyle. Celebrating 50 years of Mad Tea Parties.
Oh, Magic Kingdom.
Not the Magic Kingdom.
Grand
Julie.
Floridian.
That would have made
That's
sense.
what I would have said too, yeah.
That
What
would have
is
been a
it?
good one. It's All-Star Movies.
All-Star movies.
It's a movie, get it?
It's a movie.
Any movie works.
All right, Julie, you're up. Where's this bus going? Celebrating 50 years of Wishing on Stars.
I'm gonna give you guys a hint on this one. It's not a bus for guests. No, there's no horse bus. Not a bus for horses.
Not a horse bus.
At the horse resort.
Wishing
Oh,
on
that's a
Stars.
callback. The horse resort.
Well, if it's not a bus for guests, it all it leaves is a bus for cast members.
So where would that go?
Hollywood Studios Cast Services Building.
Where would this bus go? Not for guests.
Golden Oaks.
Golden Oaks.
No, those are still guests, believe it or not. This bus is going to every cast member's favorite place, West Clock. Yay! Got it.
All right, is this the last one?
No,
No.
there's two more.
You got two more. All right, so you do get a chance to take the lead still, but this one for the tie.
This is another
Kyle.
non-guest bus.
All right, let's see it. Celebrating 50 years of Disney Magic.
Oh,
Where might a non-cast bus go?
the Bus Depot.
The Bus Depot, where they store the little buses. Not going there.
I mean, it could be correct. I don't know.
Well, don't they all eventually go to the Bus
Yeah,
Depot?
I guess so. But
So-
this could be on possibly when they go. I don't know. Well, they probably put on the refilling my pixie dust one for that.
So my first choice would have been West Clock, but the second choice would be the tunnel entrance for Magic Kingdom. If it's 50 years of Disney Magic, it's not a guest bus.
Well, they didn't even let you finish.
Yeah.
Just honked at you halfway through your sentence.
All right.
So what is it?
What is it? Yeah.
VIP cast member. That one was just the cast member. But all right, here's the last one.
Last one. Celebrating 50 years of the backside of water. Where's this one going, Julie?
Hopefully it's going to the Magic Kingdom.
Hopefully it is. It is not. This is your chance to tie it, Kyle. Your last chance. This is it.
Typhoon Lagoon.
Is it going to Typhoon Lagoon? It is! Typhoon Lagoon Water Park. That is our last one, right? We ended in a tie. That is fantastic.
That is so typical of every game.
It really is.
We have 28 questions and they tied.
Every time I played the first time of a game, we tied.
That is so good. All right, you're both getting a bucket of Corbucks, a Figment popcorn bucket.
Nope.
full of
No, we don't.
No. Oh,
Nope, I gave mine to Jake, so unless Jake wants to give his up, which I doubt,
Yeah.
it's not happening.
All right, well, thanks for playing this game. I appreciate it, Kyle. Julie, thank you very much. All right, we'll be back with more news tonight after this. Thank you, everyone.
Now on WDWNT, it's Boxed In. Boxed In is a casually chaotic show featuring WDWNT personalities Eric Morton and Jill Diffendahl, unboxing Disney merchandise and viewer packages, along with a few friends and a bossy little Pomeranian. Keep up with the new Disney merchandise releases, seasonal releases, festival merchandise, limited edition merchandise, wishables, pins, and more. Come join us Friday at 7 p.m. Eastern, right here on WDWNT.
Who's been messing up everything?
It's been JPEG all along.
Who's been pulling every evil string?
It's been JPEG all along.
He's unscrupulous, full of ruthlessness, that you haven't even noticed, and a pity is. It's too late to fix anything now that everything has gone wrong. Thanks to JPEG, naughty JPEG.
It's been JPEG all along. And I killed the great movie ride.
Happy New Year.
We make that joke every time that one plays.
I know.
I was thinking while I was on, I was gonna say it, I was like, I've said that before.
Yeah,
and then
we
Nick,
have.
Happy New Year. Let's find out the Disney Parks incorrect fact of the week. All of the animatronic figments on Journey into Imagination with Figment will be replaced with popcorn buckets since they're more popular than the actual ride.
Ah, yeah.
He's eating out of a popcorn. I don't know what to think about the one where a Figment popcorn bucket is eating out of another Figment popcorn bucket. My mind is blown. An existential crisis happening right now. Okay, let's see what's coming up on the show the next couple weeks. Obviously, tickets available at WDWNewsTonight.com. I know for a little bit it was showing that tickets were sold out for next week. They are not. We had a minor glitch. They are still available if you want to be here for our 3-hour episode 200 spectacular. Tickets are available at WDWNewsTonight.com. It is a packed show. Cornac the Magnificent returns. The Map Game is back. Liquid Magic. Rejected segment ideas, segments we didn't do over 200 episodes. And this just in, Mouse Tank. Mouse Tank, where our staff tries to come up with a commemorative item to mark 200 episodes of News Tonight. All that and a whole lot of surprises next week at 9 p.m. It's going to be a wild one. February 3rd, 50 moments, and if Epcot attraction names are honest, yeah, I guess we're going to do more of those. February 10th, we are doing WDWNT, the dating game, and the not so newlywed game will debut on that show as well. Nick, I believe it's after 10, so it's registration's open.
It is.
For Orlando locals. to be a part of WDWNT, the dating game. We're doing it again in person. It's happening.
I'm excited. Do I sound it?
This is the response everyone has had today when I bring up the dating game. They're like, oh no.
Well,
oh no, or I'm excited.
So it's stressful because we're playing with people's lives here. I mean,
this is WDWNT. We're playing with people's lives every day.
Yeah.
Most of them in corporate positions in the Walt Disney Company.
Oh my goodness.
But this is normal people. People who make less than $32 million a year. Yeah.
Okay. Maybe not.
Or maybe not. Maybe you live in Golden Oak and you're looking for love. We can help you out.
So.
Why are we laughing at that? Golden Oak people need love too? You live next door to Pat Sajak, that's enough to make you feel bad about yourself?
Nah.
Can I buy a vowel and a relationship?
So, yes, we are looking for contestants, preferably single. This is always so awkward. This can't not be awkward.
Oh, that rule we call that the Pete rule. Because that was invented the year Pete played the dating game.
Oh, man.
Anyway, go ahead.
I mean, we don't really care, but it helps. Less complicated if you are. Depending on the entries we receive, you will either be chosen as a contestant asking questions to 3 other people, or you will be one of those 3 people answering questions that somebody else is asking. So we'll put the game together based on the response we get from the questionnaire. So you can go to WDWNT.com, and we're going to have a link to a questionnaire there. You'll fill it out, some very simple, easy questions. A couple of the stipulations, since we are doing it in person this year, you need to be able to come to our studio, physically come here on February 10th, right?
Yeah, February
10th. And be here from about, we'll say like 8 p.m. through 11 p.m. So you'll need to physically be here in the studio, and you're consenting to go on camera and all that. So those are some of the stipulations for it. If you are involved in the game and you are one of the people chosen to go on the date, we will send you on an all expenses paid trip, paid dinner at Walt Disney World.
Maybe we could put them in the van. You could drive them there.
Well, you know what? That may be fun. You could have dinner in the back of the van.
Among other things. Depends how the day goes.
You know?
Those seats fold.
Yeah.
Right into the ground, we found out.
Van has good suspension on it, you know? I won't look much. There's a curtain, I can pull it.
Pay no attention to the man behind the curtain.
You'll be good.
We're really doing a great job getting people to sign up for this game. Man, this is why we get so many signups.
Right. Yeah. So anyway, that's the gist of it. So the bottom line is you need to be able to be here on camera in the studio to participate in the game this year. And
it's on all social right now, this questionnaire, right?
Yeah.
It's on all the WDWNT socials.
Live everywhere, yeah.
Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, wherever you go, there's a link to the questionnaire. So please, if you're in the Orlando area, and I mean, like, if you're willing to drive, if you're in Tampa or somewhere surrounding too, that works too. So check it out. I know usually we only get a couple people from the show, and then we end up getting a whole bunch of people who just see it out on our social, and so obviously we're happy to have News Tonight viewers, but
most of our contestants are actually like people who are friends of people who are watching the show. People watch the show and say, "Hey, so and so, I saw this. These are reasonably okay people. You should
or
do
employees
this."
Of WDWNT LLC.
Yeah, that's happened too. So no,
none of that this year.
And look, we're joking. It's awkward. It is because whatever, but it is a lot of fun. It's pretty simple too, whether you're asking the questions or answering the questions. We have a lot of fun. It's questions like, hey, if we're waiting in line for, Rise of the Resistance, what would you do to entertain me in line? Or what are your favorite attractions? Just simple things like that.
If we're in a fist fight in the exit of Toy Story Midway Mania, would you defend
Who wins,
me?
me or you? Oh. Look, so it's really a lot of fun.
But we're not doing this. This isn't just entertainment value. I think the goal, Nick, has been We have really
have
been
a
hopeful
connection.
since day one, not only to send people on the date, we've gotten people out to the date. We're really hopeful to actually like make a connection. We think it would be super cool if this was the way two people found each other. And again, there's not a lot of ways to meet other Disney people, so.
Yeah, and look, you know, if you're asking for a track record, you know, look, we sent a few people out on dates.
We're talking about the show in general or just this segment?
We had some complications in years past with people not being in the same
This
zip
is not
code.
the thing to talk about setting up this game.
You know, but
let's just say it'll be
it
great.
happened. It
Please,
happened.
if you're single and in the
Well,
Orlando
people wanna
area.
know if we
Nope.
actually had a
Move
success-
on.
We've
All right.
had successful dates.
We have had dates. I don't know about successful. People
That's
went
all
on the
I'm
dates.
saying.
The spark wasn't there, you know.
There was sparks.
Which date are you talking about?
Yeah, see.
All right. Enough of that. Dating game registration's open now. Tell your friends. Then on February 17th, Honest Studios Attractions 50 Moments. And on February 24th, we are taking a road trip one more time, this time to Peppa Pig Theme Park on its grand opening day. We are going to Peppa Pig Theme Park. So that also will be the conclusion of the 50 biggest moments in the history of Walt Disney World on that February 24th show. But Nick, tell them who brings us the show every week.
The Vacationeer, the engineers of your next magical vacation. Sit back and let their team of vacation planning experts craft your family's next magical Disney trip. The best part is their services are free. Visit WDWNT.travel for details. The Vacationeer, the official travel agency of WDWNT. Interesting thing, when I was in the parks right after the marathon, I saw somebody with a Vacationeer branded like shoulder bag.
Oh.
Yeah.
They're cool.
Yeah. So they're there.
By the way, we just got another super chat from Rosita Klein, mostly against Bob Chapek. We appreciate it. It's always a good reason to leave a super chat just to make Bob Chapek angry. So thank you, Rosita. Nick, you want to do some comments?
I do.
Let's do it.
Walt Disney presents
So, needless to say, all the comments are from a single story over the past week, and it was the release of some new Spirit jersey that came out.
Oh.
No, just kidding. It was
It's
the
the
Figment,
bucket, right? Yeah.
Figment popcorn bucket.
People were so mean about people wanting to wait for a popcorn bucket.
They were. They were mean in many ways. Let's find out how mean these people were. So, like I said, they're all themed to the same thing. Basically, off your posts about how long the line was, your videos of the line that you had out there.
How long was it?
You said 6.5 to 7 hours.
7?
Yeah, 7. All right. So, Team Mold said, honestly, they should have had a lightning lane fast pass thing where they could have charged an extra $15.
Missed opportunity.
Very much so.
Good job, Bob.
D.L. Kirkwood wrote, the bucket is shaped like Figment, the purple dragon, and is filled with rainbow-colored popcorn. Total waste of time to get GMOs to eat. Okay, whatever. Joe wrote, I've seen videos. This site also tends to lie a lot.
He then went to Inside the Magic and watched a Disney food blog food review.
Oh, boy.
I like these people. They're honest. Everything at Tony's was delicious. I especially like the steak Alfredo. Steak Alfredo.
Dr. Internets wrote, 7 hours to eat a dragon's ass.
God.
Sums it up.
We're not censoring anything on the show anymore, are we?
No, hence this next comment.
Only the F word. It's just the F word at this point. That's all that's left.
Pessoa wrote, people will wait for popcorn, but not for vaccines. We are doomed.
We should just put it in the popcorn with the microchip.
Oh, boy. Tommy wrote, Disney popcorn buckets are the biggest scam. What the heck do people even do with them?
Hug them.
right there. Comfort you at night. Yep. I love this one. Heather wrote, wow, his is always a walk-on ride. What's the difference now? To which Mary replied, I think this is for the popcorn bucket, not the ride.
I remember exclaiming loudly that day, like, wow, imagine if the ride was good.
Mike explained it all, though. Here you go. The seven dwarfs mugged the leprechaun. Paycheck took a pot of gold, I think I was supposed to say, and they planted popcorn at the end of the rainbow, which resulted in the rainbow popcorn for the Figment buckets, and therefore the extremely high price is justified. There you go.
This guy is now he's now a writer at Walt Disney Imagineering. I believe. He wrote that whole Jesse Store backstory for Toy Story Land right after he was hired.
Andy fell.
It's amazing. He fell. Andy fell.
And there were leprechauns. Tripped over the leprechaun.
That's the Patrick's Day
the layer, yeah,
Toy Story Land.
Randy wrote, I'd rather do my job than stand in line for 7 hours to buy and resell a popcorn bucket. Regnu replied, I'd rather own the company that pays someone to wait in line for this kind of crap. Yeah. Well, sometimes they translate my emojis.
They wrote it out.
Wow, that's there. Yeah.
All right.
Lots of rolling on the floor.
Laughing and rolling and laughing.
Cassie wrote, I just wanted the grilled cheese, but nope.
That's the whole reason we fought people to be in the front that day, because all I said to them was, if we don't review this booth, we will not finish the food reviews if I have to wait 3 hours for the grilled cheese.
Sure.
So we could not accept failure that morning simply to review the grilled cheese.
Speaking of censorship, Bowtide wrote, what the F is a Figment popcorn bucket?
It's
that. There were a lot of people on there asking.
There's a lot of non-Disney people that got involved because celebrity stories. Andy Richter retweeted us and commented about it.
Wow.
Which I thought was wild. Yeah. And then obviously Eric Idle was talking about it, and so it reached pop culture status.
Sure
it became like an internet-wide thing. Figment was trending on Twitter. It was a big thing.
It was. It was insane.
Yeah. That's how slow of a news week it's been. Thank God Microsoft bought a company. We'd still be talking about this.
Of course, there was the insanity on eBay. Somebody is auctioning a drawing of a Figment popcorn bucket with some Pop Secret. There was a few things like this out there. Vince wrote, looks like the drawing Nick did for me on my mug during the Toys for Tots marathon.
Which will be arriving by Halloween 2023. I think that's also when Tron opens. Happy Halloween.
Boy.
It's a Halloween ride. It's black and spooky.
The original Orange Bird wrote, wish I had the funds to buy it, frame it, and show off to people when they come over as a genuine piece of Diz Twitter history.
Yeah. Well, the money was given to charity, which was nice. It was a nice thing.
Our own Eric Morton replied, wow, an auction that didn't steal a WDWNT photo.
We had to take down a lot of auctions last week. Everyone always uses our photos because these people, they're only standing out there with the bucket. God forbid these people who are jobless and resell popcorn buckets can use their own photographs.
Mel wrote, quick, make a sketch of the listing and list that.
That's actually pretty good.
Yeah. All right, a few more. This picture, today's chapter in the Figment Popcorn Bucket Saga. The Figment Popcorn premium buckets currently unavailable. Ryan wrote, how much do they want to buy the sign?
I'm interested, honestly.
Oh, I'm sure. It's a piece of history.
I would love to have that.
Yeah. Via Napolitano wrote, good. Now when I go, I could get to the food booth at the booth without the massive line.
Soup! Yeah, soup. It's pretty good.
Is it good?
It's pretty good. The one with the apple, what is it? Apple, bacon, and brie. It's pretty good. In our review, we recommend it. It's good soup.
Yeah.
To quote the TikToks.
Two more comments on this photo. Another day, another dollar.
Yeah, I did this one.
Love it. Lauren wrote, hi ho, it's off to eBay we go.
Well, I've never heard that one before.
Jay of the Stone People wrote, How else can he support his wife's Loungefly backpack habit?
Was that Eric Morton?
Oh, so
Is that
good.
the backside of Eric Morton in that picture?
So good.
Is that it?
That is it.
That's it. Those are great. I mean, this, again, thank you, buddy, because we've had nothing for this week's show. So thank you. All right, when we come back, the 50 biggest moments in the history of Walt Disney World and more. So stick around. More tonight.
Don't miss the 3-hour celebration of episode 200 of WDW News Tonight, live on the WDWNT YouTube channel on January 27th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
For the first time, it's real. We've traveled to the far reaches of the galaxy. We got recruited by the Resistance. And now, we're ready.
Come on, Dad. We gotta go save the ship.
Guys, we just got back from dinner. Give me 10 minutes. I had 3 bowls of that blue shrimp. Oh, everything's blue.
Welcome to News Today with Universal Parks News Today. I'm Tom Corless. Here now the news. Let's see what's available this week at your local grocery store. Supermarket. Rock and Roller Toaster Strudel. Nope. All right. We thought it was good. We were very excited about it. No one responded. Great. That's good. We have our microphones now. We're figuring this out.
Sorry, it's my first day.
I know it's your first time. I know. Oh boy, I'm going to regret this. All right, let's start. Let's continue our okay. Jake said enough of your words. Okay, we're going to continue our countdown of the 50 biggest moments in the history of the Walt Disney World Resort. It's voted by you at home. Obviously, Nick is here. Joining us on the sofa, panelists for the first time, Kayla and Lauren are here. You may remember them from the Buc-ee's road trip. And what camera are you? You're all the way over. No, that's fair. That camera is really far away. But yeah, Kayla and Lauren are here, and let's start. Let's get going. What's number 13? The opening of Disney's Animal Kingdom. Disney began planning a new park shortly after the opening of the MGM studios in 1989. Animal Kingdom was the brainchild of Imagineer Joe Rohde, who had just designed the Adventurers Club at Pleasure Island. And presenting the idea of a new animal theme park, Rohde brought out a 400-pound Bengal tiger into the meeting with Disney CEO Michael Eisner. And originally slated as Disney's Wild Animal Kingdom, Disney announced plans for the park in 1995 at a cost estimated at $6 to $800 million. To design the theme park, Disney Imagineers traveled to Africa and Asia to study the landscapes and the wildlife. In July of 1996, construction was underway on the animal holding facilities, as well as the installation of trees, shrubs, and grass to shape the park's African savanna. Disney Imagineers collected seeds from 37 countries to be used for the plants and grasses in the park, and the landscaping efforts included spreading out 4 million cubic yards of dirt, planting 40,000 mature trees, constructing 60 miles of underground utilities, waterways, and structures built by over 2,600 construction workers, and many buildings contained thatched roofs assembled by Zulu workers from South Africa. And about 1,500 hand-painted wooden horses were crafted in Bali under Disney supervision. Parts of the park were designed to look aged, with artificial potholes in the safari roads and boats peppered with dents and rust. Most of the park's animals were acquired by the fall of '97, and they were held at a rented holding facility in North Florida for quarantine and observation, and Disney hired staff from 69 zoos around the United States to care for them. The park opened to the public on April 22nd, 1998. Several marketing events surrounding the day, and ABC aired a 2-hour primetime special about the making of the park, a part of its Wonderful World of Disney series. Michael Eisner and Vice Chairman Roy Disney hosted the opening day party for 14,000 corporate partners, travel agents, and media, which included celebrities such as Michael J. Fox, Drew Carey, Stevie Wonder, David Copperfield, and Jane Goodall. Lauren, how many of those people have you ever heard of?
I think I know most of those.
Do you know most of them? Okay.
I think so.
David Copperfield?
Not that one.
No, you don't know David Copperfield?
No.
Okay.
I
He's a
know.
magician.
Oh, yes, I do actually.
No, she knows.
Didn't he have like themed restaurants?
Well, it's a whole separate tangent we have to go on now. David Copperfield Underground, which was his themed restaurant,
Okay, I was right.
was announced and was supposed to be built at the Disney MGM studios. In fact, if you remember when Fantasmic debuted, there was always a billboard right outside the entrance of Hollywood Studios, which would tell you what was new or what was coming. And so it had the big billboard that said Fantasmic, now nightly. And then in the corner it had David Copperfield's Underground coming in 1999. It did not come in 1999 or ever. But yeah, that's why he was even at this, because they were partners. They were business partners, yeah. But no, this isn't about David Copperfield. We want to talk about Disney's Animal Kingdom
Made
opening.
the Tree of Life disappear.
Oh boy. No, he made Beastly Kingdom disappear, I believe, actually. Yeah. So Animal Kingdom.
Yeah, it was a big deal. I
Back to David Copperfield. You know, one time I was watching this TV special, and David Copperfield.
One thing that I love about this one is this happened right when I moved to Florida. So it was like the first, I got to experience everything here in Central Florida. It was the only park opening I got to do that for. So it definitely always held a special place, because I got to see all the hype, all the news hype, and all the lead up to it, all the commercials that were constantly running on TV. When I went to the parks in those years, you got to see all that going on, and then to go to the opening. That was the only park I've ever been to an opening of, and that was pretty cool as well, to be there on the first day. The guests can go, and so it was that's why this one's huge for me, and it was just cool because it changed everything. I mean, it's such a different park than everything else that we have here, so it just gave us, the people who, obviously for everybody, but speaking from the perspective of somebody who lives here and goes to the parks a lot, it gives you a completely different experience than the other parks, just something totally different to do. And it kind of became my default park, like when I didn't know where I wanted to go. It's like, oh, go to Animal Kingdom, because that one you could always walk around.
The park for indecisive.
Well, no, it became the park here where you could just walk around and literally not go on a ride, because there's just so much to just walk around.
Because there weren't any.
Well, given, yes. But I'm talking even now. It's just that kind of default park to just go and walk around.
Yeah, that's fair.
So, love it.
I agree. No, I do. Like, I love going to Animal Kingdom. Because it is. It's a much more like relaxed vibe. I feel you can walk around even though there are limited attractions, and you can still go and just kind of hang out. and you don't feel like how when you go to like Magic Kingdom or, you know, even the Hollywood Studios where it's like very go, 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 I need to go to my next ride. You can just kind of like take it in. It's one of my favorite places to take pictures, like, you know, the trees or animals or any of the plants. Because
Well, it's made to be chill and just kind of wander, right?
Yeah, that's what I love about it.
It feels the least like a theme park.
Yeah,
right?
you can kind of like get away, but still be there, you know?
So I'm gonna say negative things.
Oh, of course you are.
But okay, so like Animal Kingdom's been open my entire life.
They've all been open your entire life.
No, but I'm saying like he's like, oh, this was the first theme park like opening I attended, right? And like you don't remember before MGM, right? Like
I wasn't really alive. I mean, I was August of '88 and that opened May of '89. Yeah, my memory didn't really kick in yet.
So I'm saying like Animal Kingdom is the only park that you guys really well, I don't know about you, but
was
like
added.
that
Yeah,
you like live to see,
me,
you know.
Nick's old. I
but
remember
all of the
watching.
I remember MGM open.
I remember watching MGM being built.
Yeah.
Yes.
But I always like heard people like talk about like, oh, like it was cool to see a park open.
Yeah.
And I didn't.
I didn't either. It's okay.
But I grew up here, and so like Animal Kingdom was just like a zoo. So we wouldn't go ever. It was just like a hot, sweaty zoo. There weren't rides. We were locals, so we didn't have, I don't know, we didn't want to just go watch animals and then go home. Maybe get a spine realignment on Dinosaur. Like, there wasn't much to do. And so we never really went growing up. I didn't even start going to Animal Kingdom until I worked for the company. Like, Pandora really changed that.
Yeah.
And I think that changed it for everyone when y'all talked about Pandora, but
Yeah.
that was the only reason I ever started going to Animal Kingdom. And even now, I go watch Festival, I go eat at Satuli, I go to a different park. Like,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I'm in the same boat. I'm sure I've said this on the show before, but when we first went to Animal Kingdom in '98, we hated it. We waited 45 minutes for the stupid boat ride, which ended up being nothing. Like, there was nothing to see on that boat ride. And remember, like, there was all that marketing, right? Specifically for in my age group, I think a lot of people remember the McDonald's marketing. And like the Happy Meal box, and on the Happy Meal box, there's a dragon in the water, and the dragon's like blowing fire at the boat. And I'm like, that's the boat ride with the dragon. And we get in it, and then like this hole in a rock next to the cave blows fire, and I'm like, where's the dragon? And then we just keep going, and no, he's not coming.
Yeah.
And then the Jungle Book show was terrible. That was before Tarzan. There was a Jungle Book show, Journey into Jungle Book. There was, I mean, like you got to remember, and we were also spoiled as far as animal exhibits, right? Because I grew up 2 blocks from like the Bronx Zoo, which is one of the biggest zoos in the country, one of the best zoos in the country. So it was not special to see. I understand for other guests it's special to see a lot of these animals. The problem was I saw those we had zoo passes, and I went like every Wednesday and Saturday we went to the zoo in my childhood. So it wasn't, saw gorillas twice a week my whole life. It wasn't like, oh my God, a gorilla. So we just went, it was like we saw It's Tough to Be a Bug, and I liked Dinosaur, Countdown to Extinction at the time. And then we just left, and we're like, I don't like that park. Like, what did they do? There's nothing to do there. So that became like, for years it was a half day. You did a half day there, and we'd go to downtown Disney for the rest of the day. We'd finish, before the parade got added, we'd finish like 1, 2 o'clock and leave. And then when Jam and Jungle came, we'd stay for that. And then that was when, okay, it's time to leave. There's no restaurants in this park either. We already had breakfast at Rainforest Cafe. We can't eat there twice in one day. Let's just go. And we go to spend the night at that became like our designated, like, oh, that's our Animal Kingdom Downtown Disney day when we go to that park. And then it got better. I remember like Tarzan Rocks opened, and I was like, all right, I like that show a lot more. And they got the parade, and then Everest opened, and Yak and Yeti. And it became more of a day, but still kind of like, oh, we're going to Downtown Disney tonight, until Pandora opened. And then it was like, okay, this park feels complete to me, even if the nighttime show is really bad. This feels complete to me at this point. But it took a long time for me to, wasn't like MGM where I just loved it from like first time we went. You know, always loved that part. Oh, I guess all three of the rest, but MGM was, you know, I grew up with MGM at the same time or same age almost. So that park, despite not having much to do either, just felt like there was more worth doing when it opened. But as a local, though, you appreciate the animals. Like obviously, we fell in love with Rebecca, the male black swan, who was lovely, and we miss him dearly. But you get to like know these animals. You go say hello to them all the time. These you know, you go see the kangaroos, and you know what time they're gonna all hop out of the enclosure, and you go and you stand up on the tree and you watch them all hop out. And you know, it's I like that aspect. I like it as a local. You do the rounds and you just see, I don't know, these local goats. Go pet the goats. I love to see the goats. They're the best. The big friendly cow back there. I love the big friendly cow. The donkey. They're great. It's great. I love it. Who doesn't love animals?
Well,
It's
and then also because of this theme park, we also got, I think, one of the better resorts, right? The Animal Kingdom Lodge.
Yeah.
So, you know, because of that, we got that extension into the resorts as well, which we talked about last week or the week before, whatever.
Yeah.
The resorts really make Walt Disney World special. I mean, I don't think without the, you know, likely without the park, we wouldn't have gotten that resort. We wouldn't have Sanaa. So
I can't argue that.
there you go.
Can't argue that.
That was so. I mean, and some now you're right. Before there wasn't that many options, but now some of our favorite options to eat or drink are at Animal Kingdom.
So Thule, Nomad, Yak and Yeti.
Yeah. So.
There you go. I think it says a lot, though. This is the first park opening, not a water park. We had all the water parks, but this is the first theme park opening we've gotten to on this list, which means it's the one that did, for lack of a better term, the worst
Now,
in the voting.
Did this? I mean, I don't know if this is an obvious question, but I mean, did this have an impact on the way tourists came and bought tickets and the length of stay and everything?
See, the problem is I don't think it did. I think so. What they learned. What happened with Animal Kingdom was they kind of regretted building Animal Kingdom because people were not extending their trips. It actually just hurt the attendance at the other three. So people were coming for the same length of time and just would spend one day less at one of the other three parks. So it had a bad effect out of the gate. Now I don't think it's like that because they have Pandora, which is one of the absolute must-see things when you come here. So I think things are very different now, but I think for a long time, the reason they didn't think about building a fifth park was that Animal Kingdom had this effect where they're like, maybe we have enough. Like maybe there's enough parks and any longer of a trip, and people are like, you can't go to Disney World, you can't see everything in a week and a half. You know, I think that's kind of part of it. I think that's a big part why you probably will never see a fifth park. It doesn't work for people. Like, yeah, we want to see it, but that doesn't necessarily mean it's a profitable idea.
Yeah.
It's also more than enough for them to fix in the 4 existing parks still. So let's start there, right?
Yep.
Any other thoughts on Animal Kingdom, ladies?
I just think it's interesting that no one brought up the location of Animal Kingdom. Like how I think it's so much farther away from all the other parks.
Depends where you live. If you're on 192, it's the closest part.
So, yeah, when I was a kid, no one lived on 192.
You just went mini golfing and ate at CC's on 192.
No, you weren't. You didn't go to 192.
You still don't.
Yeah, like.
Yeah.
But so there wasn't really like housing or anything this way, and so it was like such a hassle to get out to Animal Kingdom. The only way you can get there is a bus, and so if you're coming here on vacation.
Oh, I get. Yeah, if you're.
If you're coming
I
here
think
on
you meant like
vacation,
as a like local, you had to like get on a bus and go to Animal.
Well,
they wouldn't let us park.
So my mom would, when I was 14 and it was allowed in the rules, we would just go to Disney for the day. Like my mom would go to work over the summer and she would just drop us off at the parks.
I mean, you're not the only Orlando local that grew up here that I've ever heard that from. That's a pretty normal thing.
Well, I mean, it was probably the safest place we could be. You know, security's everywhere. People are watching out. There's, So,
yeah, I see them a lot.
But so like as a kid going to Animal Kingdom, my mom like dropping us off at Magic Kingdom or Epcot, you know, we could take the monorail, or Epcot, we could take the boats to Hollywood. Like, the only way is to take the bus, which would take the longest possible route to get anywhere.
That's fair, yeah.
And so it was just kind of, I understand why people weren't really.
But in actuality,
I understand why it's not in the top 10.
It wasn't that. What used to take forever was downtown Disney. Any bus to downtown Disney took forever because they'd go around the back. Oh, it was the worst. There was a time it took us 50 minutes to get from All-Star Sports to downtown Disney. I don't even know why. He was driving the whole time. We weren't stopped. I was like, where did he go? I don't even know. All I saw was trees. It's like, which way did this guy, is he going to the Disneyland one? I don't know what's happening.
Wow.
But yeah, no, the bus ride felt long, but I don't. It's not really that far from everything.
I think it's
like it's near Blizzard Beach, which I think I felt more so. I remember when Blizzard Beach opened, I remember thinking like this is in the middle of nowhere because there was nothing there. And then finally they built Coronado and they built Animal Kingdom, and the All Stars kept opening, and that was the thing, was like from 95 to 98 they built that section of property. There was nothing out there before that.
I don't know. We didn't touch that section of property. Like I've never been to Blizzard Beach.
Oh. Ice Skater.
Sorry, Ice Skater. There's plenty of Ice Skater plush in the office.
The disrespect.
I have my fill. I'm good.
God. All right. Anything else on Animal Kingdom? We good? Please end this nightmare.
No. No. Well, I was gonna say, could we circle back to the French fry stand? McDonald's.
Yeah.
Right? That's like the one thing that
Petra fries.
that like sticks out to me is the McDonald's French fry stand. Right?
They had a whole land.
Yeah.
Dino Land was completely
all
sponsored by
McDonald's,
McDonald's.
Yeah.
So Petra Fries had the fries, and then Restaurantosaurus had the hamburgers and chicken McNuggets and all that stuff. Yeah.
What a time to be alive.
And then those awesome posters at the exit of Countdown to
that's my
Extinction,
favorite.
where the dinosaurs were eating McDonald's. Those are great.
Yep.
I miss those. I miss those a lot. Now you have the non-McDonald's versions of those posters. They're lame.
Boo.
Very lame. All right. All right, number 12. Star Wars Galaxy's Edge opens. This was voted more important than Animal Kingdom.
That's weird.
People are booing in the crowd. There's booze happening.
That's weird.
All right.
Walt Disney Imagineering initially developed plans in the early 2010s for a Star Wars land at Hollywood Studios based on characters and settings from the original trilogy of films, including Tatooine and Endor. The area would have encompassed the park's Echo Lake area, replacing the Indiana Jones stunt show, Sounds Dangerous, and all of Echo Lake, and as well incorporating the existing Star Tours. However, in 2014, after consultation with Lucasfilm and Kathleen Kennedy, oh no, the Walt Disney Company CEO and Chairman Bob Iger canceled all the development on the Star Wars projects and postponed any creative development until the release of the sequel trilogy and anthology films. After a creative shift in design, a Star Wars themed land was publicly announced by Iger for both Hollywood Studios and Disneyland at the D23 Expo on August 15, 2015. According to Iger, the unnamed land would be occupied by many inhabitants, humanoids, aliens, and droids. Yeah, sure. The attractions, the entertainment, everything we create will be part of our storytelling. Nothing will be out of character or stray from the mythology. And then came Bob Chapek, chairman of Walt Disney Parks and Resorts, who said the land will introduce you to a Star Wars planet you've never seen before, a gateway planet located on the outer rim, full of places and characters familiar and not so familiar. Iger announced in March 2016 that construction of both versions of the land would begin in April 2016. Construction began on both locations on April 14th. In February of 17, Iger stated the lands are scheduled to open in 2019 at both parks. In July of 2017 at the Expo, Chapek revealed that the theme lands would be called Star Wars Galaxy's Edge. He also announced that the Disneyland version would open first. In November of 17, Trowbridge announced that the planet portrayed would be Batuu. And in May of 2018, Trowbridge revealed the village in which the land was set would be Black Spire Outpost. It would be briefly mentioned in Solo, a Star Wars story. No one's seen that. It was also, now, again, Disneyland version would open summer of 2019. It in fact opened on May 29th, 2019. And then the Disney World version would open a few weeks later on August 29th, 2019, both lands opening without Star Wars Rise of the Resistance. They opened with just Smuggler's Run and the rest of the land, but only one attraction.
Wow.
Yeah, wow. I don't understand, like, this is like a recency bias, because I don't understand why it's so high above some of these things. I think...
Is it just because, like, it was, like, remember, like, we waited the better part of a decade for this, right?
I know, but we talked about we talked about this a million times. It's a little bit divisive, and it's unfulfilled promises, and that's the problem with this. That's the main problem. Is once I was like a kid in the candy store when I first went to this. Seeing, I mean, honestly, seeing that Falcon is one of the coolest things they've ever produced in a theme park. It goes right up there, I think.
That
with
first
Radiator
day-
Springs and Pandora.
I'm sure it's the same for you. That first day is probably among the most memorable park days of your life.
Sure
right?
is.
Yeah.
But unlike a lot of the things that should be this high on the list, it never lived up to that ever again.
Yeah.
And there's no, as a huge Star Wars fan, there's just no connection to that land. Once I got over the initial, wow, lightsaber, wow, Falcon, wow, I'm flying the Falcon. Now it's like, eh. And now I go to Animal Kingdom and walk around Pandora, when I should be wanting to go to Hollywood Studios and wander around Batuu or wherever, whatever the heck it could have been. So that it's weird. It's I guess it's memorable because it's the first huge Star Wars addition to our theme parks, but it's also a bit of a fail, and maybe that's why it's there. These are memorable moments, right? So it could be memorable for it failing a little bit. And yeah, biggest, whatever, whatever word we're using there. But I mean, it is big, even though it may not have been successful as it could have been or fulfilled the promises. Anyway, it's a weird one that gets us talking, and I guess that's why it's here. So it's probably justified.
Right.
Here we go.
There you go.
I don't know. I think for me, like, it's cool. Like, I didn't grow up with Star Wars, so I don't feel a connection to it like I do with, like, Magic Kingdom or, how MGM was, or, even Epcot. So for me, like, when I go in, I'm like, when I first saw it, I was like, this is really cool. Big ship. Okay.
Yeah.
This is great. And like Rise of the Resistance was really cool also, but like I recognize what it is, but I think it does seem to fall short for people that were really like big Star Wars people, with I guess how other parks have such in-depth stories and pull you into that kind of stuff. I feel like maybe that's not quite there for some people.
Well, I mean, we also have other very successful things to compare it against. The Potter, Wizarding World over in Universal, Cars Land, we have Pandora, we have all these experiences. When I go to Cars Land, I mean, I'm an adult and I still get giddy when I see Mater driving down the street talking to me. Like I am there, I am in that land, everything about Radiator Springs is magical.
It was the right call, right? Well, what made Cars Land cool was you're literally in Radiator Springs.
Yeah.
You're there. It's there inch by inch. Flo's is there, and Sarge's, and the cones, and like every inch of the land it's like you've stepped into the movie. And it's what worked for Harry Potter, too, is people are like, oh my God, I've stepped into the books and the movies.
Yeah.
And with Star Wars, they're like, we're going to do this creative, cool thing, which, as a Disney fan, it's, we always talk about original storytelling. Like, look at this guy, right?
Yeah.
No one knew what this was before they got on the ride, right? So it's fair. Like, it's cool to have an open mind and go in and fall in love with something new. The problem is Star Wars is not something new, right? The problem is, like Tony Baxter would say, like, people have preconceived notions of what this is. So when he talked about, like, doing Fantasyland in Paris, he's like, we kind of have to do the Cliff Notes because people have that expectation. So you go on a Peter Pan ride, there are things you expect to be in the Peter Pan ride. You expect Tinkerbell to be flying, and you expect to leave the nursery, and you expect to fly over Neverland, and you expect Captain Hook to shoot at you, and you expect those things, And the problem was all the things that people maybe expected from a Star Wars land weren't there. Like the Millennium Falcon. Oh, it's the Millennium Falcon, but Han Solo's dead. Like another former Imagineer said to me, we talked about, because he was someone who worked on, what'd you say? What did you say? What did she say?
Said R.I.P.
Oh, boy. Yes, he's dead. Former Imagineer said, he's like, yeah, the problem is what we want to do with the original project was put you in the original trilogy. He's like, they went the wrong direction, right? You don't want to fly the Millennium Falcon. You want to fly in the Millennium Falcon with Han Solo and Chewbacca, right? You don't necessarily need to be the one pulling every lever and hitting every button. You want to be in the Falcon with these characters from your childhood. You want to be a part of that story with them, not your own story. Because, we saw Kylo Ren for 3 seconds. Okay. Like, Rey talked to us for 30 seconds via a screen. Oh, amazing. No, you want to go... The dream as a child is to fly in the Millennium Falcon, not yourself, but with Han Solo and Chewie and, like, the whole gang, right? And that's the problem, is it's like, we kind of gave you what you wanted, but it fell short, right? Mm-hmm. It's like, the Falcon, but he's dead. Oh, you're going to get stuck in a Star Destroyer, but it's the new Star Destroyer. Darth Vader's dead. So, yeah, everyone you want to see is dead.
Why is everyone dead there?
Because they chose to put you in the new timeline, right? They chose to put you in the new movies, which was, the big mistake was picking a time in which any of those original characters couldn't exist, right?
I think one of my biggest problems with Galaxy's Edge is, in order to immerse yourself in the story in the way that it currently is designed to, you have to spend a lot of money to do the lightsaber, to Savi's, sorry, I can't think, or like the droid factory, or like all of that stuff is cool. Oga's is super expensive, you know, like, and all of that stuff is incredibly immersive. You know, having that experience, being able to build your own lightsaber, like, that's cool.
It's the best part of the land, is the lightsaber.
Yeah, exactly. Like, that's the highlight of some people's visit there.
Yeah.
But, like, you can't, not everyone can just drop $200 or however much it is, you know?
Well, $200 if you get the plastic bag,
Yeah, sorry, my bad. But I feel like even just, obviously, there's so many other lands that, like, did it better. I don't know. I go to Pandora. I have never seen Avatar, nor will I ever see Avatar, but I feel like I am in the movie. I don't know a thing about it, but I feel like I'm in the movie. I feel immersed in it. I'm eating weird food, going on this ride with this thing that looks like a dragon. I don't know. Like, it's cool. You feel like you're in it, and you don't have to understand it.
Yeah.
Or, like, even you go to Magic Kingdom, and you see a little, like, this is like their family's big trip. This is, you know, they don't have a lot of money, but they've saved up for years to take their kids to Disney World, and their little girl feels like a princess. They don't need to go to the Bippity Boppity Boutique and spend $500 to feel like a princess. You shouldn't have to go to Star Wars Land and buy the $300 robes and the $200 lightsaber and the, you know, to be able to feel like you're in Star Wars. That's not Disney. That's not how they do it. That's not how they should do it.
An interesting observation a while back. Like, when you go to the Wizarding World, you see a ton of people in the wizard robes. When you go to Galaxy's Edge, no one's dressing up like a Jedi. Like, it's not that same feel.
People don't buy in. They don't buy in.
Yeah.
That's the problem. Plenty of people buy the lightsaber. I see lightsaber bags all day. Which I get it, because everyone who did it gave it a positive review. Everyone says you got to get one, and it's super cool. The experience itself is still, I think, the best thing in the land. It's the best attraction in the land. Is the building a lightsaber.
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
More than anything, like, I took my father after. I was like, I got to take my father to do this. He talks about it all the time. Yeah. It's that good. They perfected that. But Laura makes a valid point. Is when they cut all the entertainment and the reputation system and the characters and the droids and the aliens and all of that stuff, the land became two aspects. It's two rides and a whole lot of stores and restaurants, right? There's nothing else to do in between. Yeah, you can fire up the stupid app and play that the stupid puzzle things that make things beep. Okay. Oh, I can't wait to do that on the $5,000 spaceship I paid to sleep in. Oh boy. They fundamentally don't understand what people like about Star Wars. Like, it's just, the difference was, like, you look at the design difference with Pandora, where Joe Rohde's like, no one likes this movie. What am I gonna do? And it came to them. It's like, you know what is it that people like about Avatar? Why did so many people go see Avatar? Oh, because it was in 3D and it was really pretty. You know what we can do in a theme park? We built something that's really pretty. Like, so let's just build, people want to see things glow and they want to see something that's pretty. So we'll just build a pretty glowing place with this really cool ride, and we'll make sure we serve good food at this counter service. Maybe not the other ones, but this counter service, we're going to serve real food. And it's going to be great. As long as we serve like space Chipotle, this is going to be fine. People are going to be like, oh, this is good for a theme park.
Yeah.
As long as you can pick between rice or beans or noodles and have steak or chicken, this land's going to succeed.
You just need options to put in a bowl, and you're good.
Yeah, but then it was also like, this land cannot just be rides and food and shopping. It also like has a message, like we're gonna put Wilderness Explorer stations in. We're gonna have these interactive things you can touch and play with, whether it's the Flasca Reclinata thing at the entrance where the spores shoot off and the river, does it too. The little things in the walkway under the mountains that make noise and light up if you touch the pods or whatever. The little alien fish creatures that shoot water if you go over there. The drums you can go bang on. Every once in a while, a drum circle show would come in. You had the guys on the stilts, the mech suit guys that would come in. You have all these Ace, everyone's in story, and the name tags are as if they're employees of this Ace Corporation. Everyone's super into the story there. That all worked really well, and it worked better than Star Wars, where, I don't know, like, people tried so much harder in Pandora to live that story that they were from Earth and working for Ace than most people I ever encountered in Galaxy's Edge, where Rise of the Resistance, from the moment it opened, sabotaged the story of that land. Because all it became about was, how do I get in line? How do you get to Rise of the Resistance? What's a boarding group? What is this? And that never allowed a cast member to be in character, because they always had to break character to explain to you why the theme park wasn't operating normally. That was the problem, and it killed the whole land, because the whole land became, oh, we're just trying to ride the ride. So you go into a creature store and you buy something, like, oh, are you enjoying your day? Yeah, but the ride's broken. You're not immersed in the story. I'm not adopting a creature at that moment. I'm buying this to subdue my child who's upset that we can't go on the ride. That's why I'm buying a plush bantha right now. Not because I want to adopt a creature from this alien planet I visited, but because my child is upset that we can't go on the ride. That's the problem, I think.
That's number, what is this one?
That's number 12.
12, all right.
Anything else anyone wants to say about Galaxy's Edge?
That is a bummer.
The food's good, though.
Yeah.
I've always liked Docking Bay. Rano Roaster, always a good choice. Rano
I like
Wrap.
the Zuki wrap.
And then
good.
Katsaka's Kettle Popcorn.
Yeah.
Always a good decision.
All day.
Good land to eat it. Yeah, eat and leave. Eat and leave. All right, number 11. The Twilight Zone Tower of Terror opens. We get some woos in the crowd. There we go.
Ooh,
This
tot.
new ride was, what was that?
Tot?
What do you mean tot?
Tower of Terror.
Oh, the acronym?
Tot.
Tot, yeah.
Tower of Terror.
Yeah.
Tot.
Yeah.
Yeah, we call it Tot.
Okay.
There's
That was
also
it.
Tots at Disney Junior Dance Party.
What's Tots at Disney Junior Dance Party?
It's-
Oh, like children?
No, Tots is a show on Disney Junior.
Oh, do you watch that?
No, my nieces do. It's horrible. There's no tater tots in it, by the way. It is false advertising.
There's no tater tots in the Tower of Terror either.
But the abbreviation works.
It's only one tot.
What?
It's only one. There's no S. It's just Tower of Terror.
She's saying it's not plural.
No,
because
there's one
it's
in
not
Paris.
Like Tower
There's
of Terror.
tots.
What?
There's another Tower of Terror.
No.
So there's
This is
there are
just one
tots.
tot. This
She's
isn't talking about all
One
the
tot
tots.
died.
Are you
This
already
is Walt
regretting this?
Disney World. This is the biggest moments
Every
of
day.
Walt Disney World.
One tot became Gotg.
Wait, say that again?
Gotgamoob.
No, like, can you use it in a sentence?
What, Gotgamoob?
What's it? It's
I
country
like
of
to go to
origin.
California Adventure and ride Gotgamoob. Did you see that rocket animatronic when we rode Gotgamoob?
Wow.
Gotgamoob is also the name I will be adopting on the Star Wars Galactic Star Cruiser. That's my character's name is. Hello, I am Gotgamoob from the Dakar system.
I will be waiting for that.
This
tweet,
is a real
please.
thing now. I'm absolutely being Gotgamoob.
Please do.
It is going to happen.
Stay
Gotgamoob.
tuned to
Watch
WDW News
the
Today here
videos
on
of me on the
YouTube.
spaceship telling a bunch of people
Run
who
up
hate me
those-
that I'm Gotgamoob. And I would like to buy all of your branded merchandise, please. I have only come here for your Star Cruiser branded merchandise, and then I will return to my tiny room. All right. The Tower of Terror, or TOT, was formally announced on September 30th, 1991. It was later described as a haunted attraction with a quote-unquote stomach-churning 130-foot drop for its finale, a contrasting experience to the friendlier Haunted Mansion attraction of the Magic Kingdom. Site clearing and preparation began in early 1992. The original location was moved slightly after a sinkhole formed. The tower's interior and exterior design took inspiration from the existing Southern California landmarks, including the Biltmore Hotel and Mission Inn. The distinctive Spanish colonial revival architecture features that are present on and around the attraction's roof were designed so that the facade would blend into the skyline of the Morocco Pavilion at Epcot, which was located less than 2 miles away. It was visible from across the lagoon. Now they just build a big blue show building. Who cares? And after construction ended, the ride was initially set to open on July 4th, 1994. However, it opened on July 22nd, 1994 as the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror, opening along with Sunset Boulevard at the Disney MGM Studios. If an attraction opening is going to be high on this list, this is probably the one.
Tot is the one.
Tot is the one.
Tot's it.
It's a very special tot. It's a special tot.
I love Tot.
Very profound.
Many reasons.
That's
Sorry.
the show. Good night, everybody.
Well,
No, we got to talk about tot.
yeah, I mean, I don't know. I am a big fan of all like spooky things, and even when I was younger, like Haunted Mansion was like my thing.
But then you went to Horror Nights and you sat on planters the whole night.
That's a
Spooky,
different
not
kind
scary.
of spooky, okay?
Yeah.
They're spooky and
Yeah.
they're scary.
Thank you.
Spooky and scary are two different things. Do we agree? We agree with that.
Yeah.
Spooky is like
Spooky.
Disney. Scary is horror
Yeah.
I
nights.
like cute spooky.
No, spooky is like Disney and Universal. Scary is
Is
SeaWorld.
Tot cute spooky?
SeaWorld's
Tot
horrifying.
is cute spooky.
Okay.
See
I've seen some things. SeaWorld.
Tot is very cute spooky.
But anyway,
Alright.
please.
I love the storyline of it, and I think it's like different. Because correct me if I'm wrong, you always do. That
It's his job.
yes, thank you so much. But like, it's not a Disney. Was it one of the? I'm reaching here. Was it like? Was it like? Because it's not Disney oriented originally. Am I correct?
So it is and it isn't, right? So they wanted to pick a franchise that was relevant to people. Because it started, originally it was a Mel Brooks thing, and Mel Brooks fell through, and they didn't know what to do with it. And so then they were like, oh, what about the Twilight Zone? Oh, that'd be cool. So it's not based on any actual Twilight Zone episode. So Disney Imagineers created their own, essentially their own episode of the Twilight Zone. Obviously, there are callbacks and references to all of the Twilight Zone episodes. But it kind of is a Disney thing. As much as it says Twilight Zone on it, the Imagineers created a completely original story and concept, so.
Yeah. Well, I guess maybe that's what I mean is that they almost like it wasn't originally, but they kind of made it to where it's like it's an icon. It is. It's the park's icon.
Yeah.
You know. But I've always loved Tot. It's my favorite attraction to visit. Yeah. Insightful.
Yeah, I mean, I think Tower of Terror is my favorite ride.
This is a profound statement for you. You don't like to pick you don't like to pick favorite anything.
No, I don't. But I do have a tattoo on my body themed to this ride, so I feel like I can safely say that.
That shows some dedication.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've always enjoyed this ride. It's, I don't know. I just have, I think, a lot of my. I don't have a lot of memories. I just like can't remember stuff. I don't have like images in my head when I think, and so it makes it hard to have like memories, I guess. But I do have like a couple. The majority of the ones that I like can recall easily are not only like at MGM Studios, but specifically like Tower of Terror. Like that was the first like big kid ride I ever went on with my dad, and I like remember being happy, which is insane. Like
wow.
First like and so I remember like being happy and like liking this ride and like wanting to go again.
Yeah.
When I was little, like I was young, and so that was always like a big thing to me, is being able to like have that memory. And so yeah, I do have a Twilight Zone tattoo.
It's a little TV, right?
Yeah, it's a little TV with like the swirls. You can't see it. That's fine.
No, the camera's very far.
Yeah, it's super far.
It's a TV with the swirl.
Yeah, so I don't know. I love Tower of Terror. I can't imagine that park without it. I can't imagine like Disney without it, which I know is. I
think that's fair.
I think it's so well themed, even from just walking onto the grounds. Obviously, it's easier to theme something to be abandoned. You just don't take care of it, but it's taken care of to be abandoned. Like, it's crazy.
I think it's so much harder. I think it's so much harder to do what they did. Like that, the attention to detail has to be, right? If you build something new and clean, it's uncluttered, right?
Yeah.
When you're propping, you have to prop a hotel that was abandoned in 1939 and has been abandoned for 60 years. You need to have, it needs to be set up in a way as if everyone just, like something horrible happened and everyone just picked up and left. So there's layers of like, you look at that check-in desk and there's papers and keys left behind, and there's stuff on the tables, people just left their glasses and things. So I think it's the opposite. I think they had to do, I think it's so much harder to have to make something look like it was lived in, and then on top of being lived in, it was abandoned very quickly.
So basically,
and then
like,
on top of that, abandoned for a very long period of time.
Your kitchen in your old apartment. That's right. Right? Yeah. Yeah.
I don't know.
You know.
I appreciate this ride. I like it. I don't have the love affair of it with it that everybody else has.
Wow.
I love it.
It's not so from a theming and story perspective. Yes, it is one of my favorites. From a just everyday enjoyment level, no, I'd put a ton of things ahead of this. And I've always thought that, but you know, it's one of those attractions that it's why I fell in love with the parks in the first place. Like once I moved here and learned more about everything that goes into it. So that makes me appreciate it. That's really what I've kind of fell in love with the park. So and it's not until you know, told me more and more and through Back to the Futures and just talking and everything. Yeah, I mean, all those things that I didn't know and appreciate yet about that, like once I know that, like I just have a whole, my appreciation skyrockets. So like I kind of needed that kind of connection. But
That's a
again,
really good video Back to the
it
Future
is.
to watch
It's
while you're here on the
amazing.
channel, by the way. Look for Tower of Terror Back to the Future. It's one of my favorites.
I mean, the whole thing blows my mind from everything, like from the development of the attraction to what you're talking about to writing the story to how it works and the whole idea of inventing an elevator that doesn't work like an elevator. And,
Yeah, because they went to Otis originally, and
that
Otis
is so
said,
crazy.
we can't make you an elevator that doesn't work. We've spent our entire life as a company building elevators that do.
Yeah.
Like, we can't do this. And they're like, oh, and Imagineer was just like, well, I guess we'll invent it.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yeah.
Like, so, yeah, I mean, this needs to be here. For same things, you know, you said over there, it's an icon, right? Like, you can't imagine Disney World without it. And
It is one of the defining pieces of Disney World. It's part of the DNA, right?
So
I think it's one of the biggest parts of the DNA of what makes this place different and special from the other ones. And I know they replicated Tower of Terror, but all the other ones have always been subpar by comparison.
I mean, think about that. When we're talking about not lands, but singular attractions, I mean, the only other one I think we've put in that category, I'm probably...
Space Mountain, right?
Well, yeah, that's the one we kind of talked about, because that changed, that just was like an icon, changed everything about how you view that park, what's in that park, and so, yeah, this does the same thing.
I think for it being just a ride, like, I mean, it's not a land. It doesn't have, I mean, I guess Sunset Boulevard, but it's not themed to
In the
Tower of
90s,
Terror.
that was okay. You could build just a ride.
No, but that's what I'm saying. It's like, that's not something
Yeah.
that's not something they make anymore.
It does have a land,
And
though.
so
Sunset
it's like,
is its land.
but you turn onto Sunset Boulevard and you see that tower at the end, and you see the doors opening and hear like people screaming on the ride, and like the walk up to it is so intense, and you always see, you know, parents telling their kids, it's not that bad, like you'll be fine, and then kids coming off like crying, like let's do it again, and I don't know, it's just, I think it's such an experience, and the cast members. The cast members at Tower of Terror, that was...
They all care,
Like, if I ever worked attractions, if I was ever someone that had to work attractions, like, that would be where I would want to be. You have so much fun, just, like...
Being mean to people?
Being, like, creepy. And, like, you get to, like, be... I don't know. You don't have to... It's not like a Disney cast member.
No, but it's part of the story, right? You have to
It's
fit
so
the story.
cool.
Yeah.
I love that. I feel like it's more so
That's
even
the best.
there than it is...
I love that costume.
At Haunted Mansion, like I feel like at Tower of Terror, like those are bellhop, and they've probably been dead for 100 years. You know, you can't convince me otherwise. But like Haunted Mansion, they're like, oh, it's haunted.
They're like, just
like,
get
whatever.
Push in,
Yeah.
push into the room.
But Tower of Terror, like
Get off the wall, push in.
Like
when
I
this
believe
door
that-
opens, there's just going to be a wall of people. Push into them. Keep pushing until you're on the ride. Sorry.
But no, I
don't like
I
Mitch.
don't know. I love this ride so much, and you know, it's a different experience every time you ride it. You don't know what you're gonna get, which is cool, in my opinion.
That came later, mind you.
I understand that.
Some of us
but
back in the day,
I don't think I was
it
tall
went up
enough.
and it went
No.
down and you left.
You were happy.
You were like, wow.
I don't know if I was alive or tall enough. It was 2001.
No, it was one, when it opened, it was one drop. It was it.
No. What year did the randomized drop sequence?
04?
Yeah, okay, absolutely not. Yeah, I was 2 years old. Yeah, definitely not riding Tower of Terror at 2 years old. But yeah, so it's always been that randomized drop
The story I
sequence for
tell
me.
to death is when we went when it opened, and all the marketing was people standing in an elevator and it's dropping. So the door opens and everyone in the load area just goes, "Oh, there's seats." It was this big revelation that because you didn't know what it was going to be. Regis Philbin was on TV the Christmas before. He's like, "We're going to preview this ride," and they put him in an elevator. He's just like, "Oh,
I don't like this.
I don't like this." Yeah, there it is. It's been a hot minute since we've seen that. Yeah, so you didn't, and the commercial was up. People were just in the elevator. It's falling. The mouse ears floating up. And so the door opens. You're like, oh. Also, to date myself, it was a lap bar. It was also a lap bar in 1994 too, which was frightening. I was a small child, and it was a lap bar, and I flew.
That was good.
I flew. Another time, we're getting off topic. Another one of my favorite stories. I asked my father. We used to carry like a pin backpack, because we used to be hardcore pin trading people. And my father's like, "I'll hold the backpack on the ride." "Okay, Dad." And we're on the ride. I don't know what happened, But we get the on-ride photo, and Michael's like, we're going to buy it. We buy the on-ride photo, and the on-ride photo is literally just my father looking up. And it's all you see. You don't see the bag. You see the straps of the bag. There's 2 straps of the bag coming from out of frame, and him just going, and that's the picture. It's my favorite picture. I got to find it. It's so good.
And then when they built the bar in the lobby. That was good.
Sorry, that was my fault. I got that canceled. Yep, I did. Stupid merchandise division. They didn't want people walking through the store with drinks. It's unfortunate. But yeah, Tower is, this is the golden age of Disney, right? This period where they built Paris and New Tomorrowland and all of these things with incredible storytelling, a seemingly bottomless budget. Tower was, I think, the highlight of that era. It was, you built this whole street where the story begins down the street. There's that rotting billboard up by what's the Starbucks now, for the Tower and for the hotel, and you go down and you walk through that. Just think about that, the garden and the terrace and the lobby and the boiler room and just every inch of that, and it's an original story, and it's really compelling, and it's such a good original story told about in the Twilight Zone theme that people assume it's a real Twilight Zone episode. People are like, I can't find that episode. It just doesn't exist because they didn't want, like, cutting that pre-show together. Rod Serling was dead. You couldn't get him, and like this was not the age of digital. Like they did that with film. They did that with film and a voice actor who sounded a lot like him, who was approved by his wife. She had to approve that Mark Silverman sounded enough like him. And they cut that together using footage. They did that with film. The parts I think it's amazing. You got to look it up online, and it's in that Back to the Future. When you look at them filming the pre-show and the thoughtfulness of like, this is going to be in black and white, so we have to make sure in order people show up right, you got to make sure that all the costumes are the right colors. So that bellhop is not wearing that red costume from the ride. You watch them filming that pre-show, he's in a baby blue because they're like, this will look really good in black and white. It'll really show well. The attention to detail and the thought that went into that attraction is the hallmark of that era, which I think was the greatest era of Imagineering there was. And Tower is perfection.
Am I imagining this or making this up in my head? Didn't the guy who did the voice call into our show?
He called into an episode of News Tonight, yeah.
Okay.
We played it, maybe it was the radio show. I don't know. It might have been, it's one of the 2 shows. Mark Silverman called and we did a show where we played a game. Was it 13 Stories of Terror or something like that? Nick used to do these sort of choose your ending games. And we played the game, and it turns out his, I don't know if it was his nephew or whoever, listened to the show and told him, like, Uncle Mark, they're playing a Tower of Terror game and they have a phone line open. You should call in. And so Mark called in.
Yeah, I remember
and I've met
not
Mark
believing.
since then. I was like, do you remember? He's like, yeah, I remember doing that. That was pretty fun. I was like, that was a pretty cool
Because at first I
moment.
thought it was somebody like
Obviously
just playing a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, but it was legitimately.
Yeah.
He did the voice, and we were like, oh yeah, that's the guy. That's him. Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, Tower is again. We could sit here and talk for hours probably, but I would go watch. If you want to hear us talk for hours, that Back to the Future that's on the channel is a must watch. A lot of great clips in there, a lot of good photos, a lot of good stuff. Yeah. Anything else anyone wants to say about Tower of Terror?
I have one more thing, and this is like kind of a weird thing that I love so much about Tower of Terror. But yeah, like since it is so tall, like you can see it from everywhere on property.
Yeah.
And so they have, they like light the back of it. And so when I would drive to work or drive home from work from Fantasmic, you would like drive past it. And I always thought it was just so pretty. So if you're ever like on that side, if you're ever going to the boardwalk or Swan and Dolphin, or if you're ever on, I forget what road that is.
Fantasia Gardens mini golf.
But if you're,
You're right there. Like what I always loved about Fantasia, I like playing Fantasia Garden during Fantasmic. You see like the pyro and stuff go off, and the music's playing,
at the
and
top.
then like Tower is lit and beautiful from that angle too. And so just
it's so
I love
pretty.
where Fantasia Gardens is located because of that.
Like just that view of Tower is so pretty, and it doesn't need to be. I mean, like you can see like the top of it from Epcot, But at the end of the day, it's the back of a building.
Yeah.
But it's pretty.
Did you know, though, like the back of Galaxy's Edge is themed, too? Because you can see it
To
from...
scaffolding?
No, you can see it from a Good Humor ice cream truck. So they made it look like they're popsicle sticks, so all the rocks are on sticks. And so you can see from the Good Humor truck, they're like, oh, look, big ice cream. Ice cream on a stick.
Is that real?
No. No, it's a joke because they didn't theme the back of it. I'm being a jerk.
Oh.
Yeah, I'm being mean.
Okay.
I was like, wait a minute.
Did you both think that was real?
I bought it.
No.
I was just like, okay. I've heard weirder stuff.
Well, I knew it wasn't, but you committed, which made me unsure.
I'm always committed.
That's what makes him a pro.
I have a question, though. Did y'all cover the Tower of Terror billboard in the Back to the Future?
The one on Sunset?
No.
Oh, the one on the road that
Yes.
never works? Yeah.
Did y'all talk about that?
Yeah, of course.
Okay, cool. Then
No,
go
it's a
watch
wonderful
that for them.
It's the last of those. There used to be a ton of different ones all over property. There was the
remember
farting bug. Remember the
Yeah.
farting bug billboard?
Oh, yeah.
Leaving Magic Kingdom was for Animal Kingdom, for stuff to be a bug, and it had the
And there
bug's
was
butt
smoke.
pointed
Yeah,
at you, and
yeah.
smoke came out. Then there was the Mission Space one where it had like the whole planet, and the rocket ship took off, and at night you'd see like the sort of fire coming off the back of the rocket. There used to be a ton of them on property, and then when they redid the Magic Kingdom Toll Plaza, they ripped them all out. So the last standing one of those old style Disney World billboards is Tower of Terror.
I don't know.
That's
It's
it.
cool.
It's amazing. Yeah,
I don't know.
love it.
Go
If that
watch
ever
Back
comes
to the
down,
Future.
people we'd be out there in pitchforks in that median for that billboard. People chaining themselves to it. Kayla's like, nope, it's a
No,
billboard.
well, I like that billboard, that one. I have PTSD from It's Tough to Be a Bug, so that's why I probably blocked. I blocked that one out.
Does the farting?
They didn't serve
No,
fries
Bugs
on that
Life.
ride.
That is a horrible attraction.
Bugs Life.
Because of the fartings. She really doesn't like that fart smell.
Probably
She
that too.
Oh, boy. All right. Anything else to say about Tower of Terror and not about farting billboards?
You brought that up.
Yeah, that was all you.
I will always bring up a farting billboard.
I don't like talking about It's Tough to Be a Bug.
No? What do you
No.
not like about it?
Everything.
You just don't like the whole show?
When I was little,
No.
I was terrified. I still am. I'm terrified of spiders
Yeah.
and bugs. And I went on it thinking it was going to be like cute. And
So it wasn't cute spooky? That was not spooky?
that was scary.
That was scary, okay.
That was very scary. And I even
good to
remember
know.
I went with Kevin, who's another reporter. I'm a reporter. I went with Kevin to It's a Bug's Life, and we had to go in and look at the plexiglass. And I was like, I'll just wait out here. And he was like, are you okay? And I was like, no.
Yeah.
But I don't know. It's just, I didn't know about all the feelies and the. This was a good choice. Look
Tom,
how
do
this
we
is
have
fun.
the bug effect in the cushion
No.
of the sofa?
Only, never mind. I was going to say something, and I thought about it. I was like, nope.
Ooh.
Nope. I was going to say only if Nick's behind the sofa, but nope. Wasn't going to say it. Okay.
But now you did.
Moving on. All right. God.
Oh, is our list over?
Well, yes. No, we have 10 more to go. All right, number 10. No, that's the last one tonight. That's it. We have to do a post show still. So, yeah. Great. All right, let's end this. If you're a Wigs member, obviously $7 and up, you have post show coming up. Next week, episode 200. Don't miss it. And remember, kids, aim higher to launch farther. Good night.